There we go. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah. All right. Check. On my son now. On my son. Yeah, hear me? Let me know if you not hear me now. Let me know if you not hear me. Let me know if you not hear the sound. Them change up all the stream, yeah. That's so long me no stream. Everything I move different right now, people. Everything I move different. But we're back at it again. Back at it again. The first show we kick off right now. Let's say for the new year. First show we kick off for the new year. You see me? Cause we not run no badness, you know, bro. We not run no badness, you know. We orchestrate. See me? We orchestrate. So when I run it down, we just, easy and deadly. Blessings 0 in 2025. Radley Smith, loud and clear. Sing Stewart, top of the, yes, sir. Top of the evening right now. What the ground? Yes, sir. Where ground look? Yeah, man. You don't know, man. I hope everybody had a, hope everybody have a really good holiday with the family them. And lots of football, lots of things we talk about, bro. So much to talk about. We have English Premier League, we have Concacaf football, we have Nations League, we have players on the move. A lot to talk about. Save up the ammunition, them, you know? Then we just fire off couple rounds, quick and fast. There's a few things I even want to touch on, some progress as well. Um, Kaheem Dixon really wants to know what's happening there at Charlton. I don't expect him to play this season much. Maybe in the youth teams. Good enough for him. He's still raw, coming off the ground. They're gonna want to see a more polished version, and maybe he's learning some other fundamentals that he didn't necessarily learn that needs to apply to his game. Brain drain, Freedom Street boss. Yeah, man. Um, Bless up, bro. All the best. Yeah, Rodney Fresh. Yeah. So it's a lot happening out there. Jonathan Russell, people are saying that Jonathan Russell is one of those players who is in great form for Jamaica. Some people are saying he's in the best form out of all the midfielders that Jamaica has to offer right now in a Jonathan Russell. The player has been coming up strong. Big up yourself, Eddie Gona. Big up yourself, Brian Drain. The player has been coming on strong in League One. We kind of forgot about that player. Grimson brought him in a few times. He didn't necessarily play. Everybody was questioning that the first half of that game that he played, where he had that brilliant combination goal with Leon Bailey, and Jamaica won that game, I think, by 4 goals against St. Kitts or maybe St. Vincent, one of those countries. Jonathan Russell, I'm not sure if he played in Austria. There was a few friendly games. Big up yourself, DS Electronics. You see me? Brain drain ever in the game. You see it? All right. For the new year, brain drain. Turn it up. You see me? So I go, bless up, bro. All the best. So there's a lot. Tyreek McGee as brain drain. You come like anytime, brain drain forward. Tyreek McGee segues after Jonathan Russell. Transfer news there on the player. Want to know what Tyreek McGee is really clocking off on? Sounds like the player has aspirations. Sounds like he has huge aspirations. He played in the USL. He maxed out the league. What else does Tyreek McGee want from the USL? Not much. I think you get a kick on, get the legs turning, try to get a new challenge, something that can get you to another level. I think Tyreek McGee is at that place. Based on the part of that interview that I heard, big up to the individuals who did that interview. I just got a little snippet on Instagram, but Tyreek McGee sounded plugged in. People, remember to hit the like button. This is the first part of the show where we ask you kindly to hit the like button as it gets it moving, people. We get it moving. Me telling you, New Year, we have to come fresh towards, bro. You see me? Money and green. You see what I say? So it's we have to get the thing moving this year. Because when we roll out, we're active. We're fully active now. We take time, family time, lifetime, and just feels like it took a lifetime. But when we're here, it's prime time. They know that. Sports blame. We back at it again. You see me? All right. Big up yourself, El Padrino in the building. Up, straight up. So Tyreek McGee look to get a move on. Mason Greenwood. That's another topic on the board tonight. Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood, is he still out there on the ropes? We say that Omari Hutchinson, player coming on, very good player for Ipswich this season, class player. Omari Hutchinson is going to be a very interesting one. Though I basically throw the cards out with Omari Hutchinson. You see what I said? Though we basically throw the cards out with Omari Hutchinson. He's playing well. There are certain scenarios that can happen with Omari Hutchinson. JT went to Freedom Street to watch Cartel back from the dead. Bro, Brethren, John O'Barry. Brethren, come for much of a short people. Brethren, the man come for much of a short dog. Yo, I want to think. Brethren, them always walk with them money. Brethren, them always walk with them money. But now, like, Brethren, them are some youth, right? On YouTube. You know, like you at Jamaica, and you just know say for you see brain drain them man they rich. They man they always walk with their money. So brain drain them can make certain talk. Brain drain say go to Freedom Street. Go watch. God to return from the dead. It's just kind of funny. The teacher is back. Isn't it? Like the bro, you paid 10K for okay. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I was a spectator like everybody else. Yep. So a lot there, big up yourself. Brain Drain is a member of the channel. So, you know, when Brain Drain them talk, you know, they do get the member privileges. That's one of them. The show go on, Brain Drain try and mash up the show. We have to just give Brain Drain a state. Big up yourself, Signals Media. Happy New Year's. Welcome back as well, my brother. People, remember to hit the like button on the video as that will start getting things to move in the right direction. Obviously, I'm very low in the algorithm. So a lot of people don't even know that I'm live right now. Didn't bother to send it out to a whole lot of people. Ronaldo Cephas from Ronaldo Cephas again. Ronaldo Cephas for me, the farm. I think Ronaldo Cephas might needs to be Jamaica's starting striker. And it's all by default. We're stuck in a position where I think we're segueing to that one as well. We hope Mikel Antonio recovers from his injuries. But will Mikel Antonio be the same player when he returns? Is this the same Mikel Antonio you're going to be getting to? And we're not throwing away Mikel Antonio. I'm just saying, be realistic, guys. We're talking about getting to a rigorous World Cup campaign, and we're going up against very good team. We're asking a striker who is potentially just went through a huge injury scare. You know what I mean? A huge injury scare. Shamar Nicholson, he's down there in Russia. You see me? He's down there in Russia. What's really going on? We can't really depend on those. We can't really depend on those players anymore. You see me? I say so. Jamaica has to start looking Antonio off the bench. Yeah, hopefully he makes the bench. You see me? I said that's the thing. Hopefully he makes the bench because this is football, you know. Mikel Antonio's, I'm sure his priorities right now is how do I get back on track as a football player, and that's the only thing that Mikel Antonio should be thinking about. How do I get back on track right now as a football player? You see me? Because that's what's needed. But it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time, bro. It's gonna take time. We cannot and the age again. Does he recover like a young player would normally recover? So Ronaldo Cephas, I know his team got relegated, but Ronaldo Cephas wasn't the reason why his team got relegated. He went to a team last season in Turkey that got relegated. That's just the gist of the reality. The team got relegated. Whether or not, I don't think he was the one who relegated the team. No, he's in the second division down there in Turkey, and he's scoring goals, playing striker in a couple games. And if you're not really keeping up on that, you're gonna say, JT, you start the new year with some madness. Big up yourself, right? Piccolo in the building. And some people, you're gonna say, JT, you start the show with some madness. No, I think Ronaldo Cephas might needs to be Jamaica's starting striker because whenever he's on the field, something tends to happen. It might not necessarily be through him scoring a goal, but something tends to follow that player. It's always something happen where the speed gets a bit tricky are a bit deceiving for certain players, and they can't really like clamp down on him as a defender. You see me I say? So it's many things out there that definitely Jamaica is gonna need to get done to take it to the next level, to the next phase. Because now it's when it all starts. This is when the campaign really kicks into gear now, and Jamaica has to really get the ball rolling. Jamaica has to get the ball rolling. Steve McLaren, wanted to touch on him a little bit as well. Steve McLaren will have some start questions. Or I would say he's gonna have to come up against. I think when he comes back to the next press conference, I think every journalist in Jamaica right now is sharpening teeth. When he comes back into that next press conference, he's gonna be bombarded. This gave people a lot of time to sit on the football and basically observe things from a distance, because we were all in that algorithm. We were all in the momentum of Jamaica Nations League. Can we win? Can we beat the USA? Can we make it to that part of the tournament? Then the staunch reality came in, where we basically had to accept a reality where we lost two legs. We lost the first leg. Then we wanted to basically go off that same feeling that happened in Canada, where Jamaica plucked out, I would say, a win out of the jaw of defeat. The jaws of defeat, basically. Big up yourself, Wilbur Moore. You see me I say? The season. So yeah, Owen, and those are other things I wanted to talk a little bit about the Jamaica Premier League as well. Like, you have I think this year, last year, maybe, I think this year Manning's Cup might be and the Costa Cup might be the worst in history, where it is the first time I've ever seen Manning Cup games, the Costa Cup games, or heard about the games, and there's not one player that we can say, yeah, that you they are ball I know later. Big up yourself, it's Alan CC. Big up yourself. Think about it. Manning Cup finish, the Costa Cup finish, and we can't say we can't say where a Fleming, where is a Maggie, where's a Whisper, where is a Dixon. We can't say that. We can't say that. We don't have those. Those players don't come through. So there was a big drop off that happened this year, last year in Jamaican football. Though we might say there is hope. Some might say there is hope, right? Because the U14 boys did really well. U14 boys did really well. Big up yourself, Bomb Sport in the building. Yeah, the U14 boys did really well, but are we banking on U14 boys to catch up to the speed to where they basically be the representers? And I also want to touch a little bit on the under 17. Didn't really put it in my title, but been watching the games from a distance. The angles are not really there. Very hard for me to assess them properly. There are people here who might have seen them up close, but I think I have a gist of the idea of how they might play. You see me? I don't really see them much, so I can't give that true assessment. It's like a video we're watching on YouTube, and it's like a brother in a one corner, I stayed on my record. So it's like, we need to see the scope. Big up yourself. God bless. Trust no one. We need to see the scope. Big up yourself. We need to see the scope of them on the field, and we see. No, it's some of the same realities as to where people talk about players from England being of a less higher caliber, a lower tier. These players from the US, they are second-hand players. They didn't get picked by the US. What's their ceiling? We don't know. I'm sure there's some good players in there. What they do have going for them as well is, I think Freddie Butler and those guys had those that core of players together for a decent amount of time now. And that's with any team and with any group of youngsters. Cohesion is very important. When you get them to play together a lot, time after time, very important. Big up yourself, float management. It's very important. when you get them to play together time after time after time. So it was a bit sad not seeing anybody coming out of the JPL this season for me. Big up yourself, JPL fan. Nobody coming out of the JPL raising their hand up as other than Richard King. Some people might say Richard King is one of the top class players still on the island. This has to be Richard King's last season. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else that and I know that Mr. Speed probably would want to get Richard King off the island. I don't think Mr. Speed don't want Richard King to be off the island. That would make no sense. I think he want Richard King off the island. You see me? But I don't know what the scenario is. What's complicating this? There's stories coming out. I know the first set of stories with Richard King were planted stories because the way I basically tracked that easily that they were planted stories. So there wasn't any merit there. That was just to stir up the fire. You know what I mean? Like fling a one stone in a fire and them prop up. You know, get fire prop up. You know? I saying fire prop up. Yeah, man, that man. So it wasn't really genuine a fire where it has solid foundation. You see me? Some real log a burn. And people say, yo, that player there forward. We need him on the ground. No. Richard King a foot, quick, fast. That wasn't happening. And we know that. Me seeing Richard King coming back and playing for Jamaica, though, I have to say Richard King looks really good as a football player. Looks really mature. Have to give him credit. Looks really mature. So, people, those are some of the topics on the board, and we're gonna jump off by just starting from the top of the list, basically, and get the thing moving. English Premier League, and we'll tie a lot of things into each other. We know that Liverpool is at top of the league. Arsenal fans are still just holding on. Basically, they think they could get it over the line. Liverpool just looks solid to me. They look like that transition game is effective. Though they got jammed up with a Manchester United who doesn't really know their Manchester United don't really know what kind of team they are right now. There's a coach who's trying to place in his identity amongst the team, but they still have players like Bruno Fernandes and those guys that they're working with. So Manchester United is still playing a certain way. He's trying to bend them into playing that back three and play his kind of game. And it's a transfer window now. So players are going to be moving. I hear people talking about Rashford probably on the move. Garnacho might be on the move. Kobe Mainoo might be on the move. I don't know. But all those players are basically raw cash for Manchester United. So it makes sense. And I know Manchester United is tied up with the budget of how they've been spending like crazy over the years of just trying to create a team like the LA Lakers. Like they're trying to create a team from top down. The LA Lakers tried that for a period of time after Shaq and Kobe left. They tried to stack it with those top down type of things. Didn't work. They still brought in a LeBron James who was a superstar himself. That's like bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo into your team. Unfortunately, that personality in Cristiano Ronaldo, that personality in a player like Shaquille O'Neal or Kobe Bryant, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't there. And Rashford is a player that everybody thinks has the potential to touch the skies. But people also, they look at things he does off the field, basically. He does a lot of charity work. I think he had a charity where he gives back to school, make sure kids are getting lunch, a program there in London. So those kind of endeavors kind of really propped up his image as well. Whether or not the football on the field was matching up to that kind of stardom or the accolades he was receiving, I don't know. But it seems like he hasn't turned that corner in a Rashford becoming that player that we expect him to be. Garnacho still has time. His game doesn't. Garnacho's game to me in the Premier League, he doesn't look like a Premier League player. He looks like a player who would excel in maybe Spain or Italy. Like the way he plays, I don't know. His style of play doesn't look Premier League to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? So Aston Villa, Leon Bailey finally clocked one off and got that ever needed goal. since last April. He hasn't been on the board. Leon Bailey got one there to get moving. I'm sure that really helps his psyche and really gets him back into the game. The player had a very, I would say, tough start to the season this season. He has a really tough start where injuries, he was being plagued by that hamstring injury again. That keeps returning. Don't know what's happening there, whether or not they are taking care of that, but I'm sure he's at Aston Villa. He must be exposed to the top doctors in the world, or the top physios, people who knows the autonomy, how the body works, how to get people in the right shape to be the top tier athletes that they are. Wilbert Moore said the coaches coming through are the most part are the same. The coaches have with the be thinking, be creative to make a higher level. The coaches coming or most. You have to explain that one a little bit more, Wilbert. More explain. Still, that's just a phase. Schoolboy football will rise again. Yeah, man, Wilbert. I hope schoolboy football will rise again. I'm all for schoolboy football to rise again. Because that's what I love. I love to see that youngster coming up out of Jamaica, raw talent, unpredictable. You just don't know what, and let's see if it works, because we've known in all of our lifetime as Jamaicans growing up, we've seen a football player in Jamaica where we say that player could have played for Jamaica, and you're still convinced up till this day. I'm convinced up till this day that I've seen youth in Jamaica where I think could have played for, because I just think the way they are with the football and their skill level and their overall awareness, I just think that can work anywhere. And we've seen that. However, different situation right now. Manchester City finally bounced back. They had a little snag in the road. I wasn't around to do any show. I wasn't here, I think, until since like November. Just take the whole December just easy and come back fresh. Back at it again. That's how we do it. Yeah. So the Premier League, I think there's Everton got rid of their coach. I know Frank Lampard went down there to Coventry. No, he's coaching down there. I think Joel Latibodier. I don't know if Joel Latibodier is one of his favorite players. I don't know if Latibodier is actually playing much under this head coach in Steven Gerrard. Graham Potter, I think he's now going to be Mikel Antonio's new head coach over there at West Ham United. That was needed. This coach had this open style of game. I know a lot of people after David Moyes, they wanted to see West Ham play a more attractive style of football. It just wasn't happening. But that's the trade-off. In the Premier League, if you're a mid-table to lower table team, you have to play solid football in defense and solid midfield play and get the odd goal. And you would be at West Ham 2 seasons ago. Mikel Antonio was on fire 3 seasons ago. West Ham has been very solid. Now, they brought in a coach who wants to play a bit more expansive, open up the game a little bit, get Bowen and those guys moving. Mikel Antonio in the space didn't work. Experiment didn't work. Graham Potter, ex-Chelsea man, ex-Brighton man, ex-man who was touted to be the next head coach for England, didn't really work out. He was supposed to be the next head coach for England. I think he went back to school. Didn't work out. We saw that. We saw that England history was made. I think England went for a German head coach in Tuchel. He's going to be the new England head coach to take over the job. So lots happening on the football front. Just refreshing things. Chelsea has improved under Maresca. I've seen that. He has improved. When he was basically taking a stance and letting go of players like Raheem Sterling, people were like, whoa, Maresca, what's happening? We paid a lot of money for the guy. It's Raheem Sterling. This guy won titles at Man City. This was the Liverpool prodigy coming through. Raheem Sterling. No, Maresca says, I'm building my team this way, and Raheem Sterling has to go on loan. I don't need him here. That was a bold move. Trust me. Raheem Sterling was on preseason with the youth team and the senior team all preseason. Raheem Sterling knew his game was under threat. He knew his game was under threat. Now he's at Arsenal. He doesn't even play. He's like, it's Saka's game. It's Saka's world. It's Saka's world, bro. Martinelli, Erdegaard, those guys. That's the type of football, So he was a casualty of Maresca, but we saw how Chelsea improved. Chelsea was a mid-table team last season. Graham Potter got fired. Pacentino came in, the no US head coach. He came in. He's a top coach. He is a top coach. Chelsea, that's how you blend a team. Because Chelsea has so much talent that building a Chelsea team sometimes can be it's very tricky because you can be like, oh, I need my new toys. You know what I mean? You can use all these young players who are touted as the next wonder kid coming through. Or you could use this player that Chelsea just bought. They had the option, but Maresca was like, I'm building a team. Now they're competing. Up till 2 weeks ago, or 3 games ago, Chelsea was well in the title race. Some people would say they're still in the title race. So that's what's happening there in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest is that team this season. That's why they're making a bid for the sporting director, the Brazilian at Arsenal, because they want to build a team now at Nottingham Forest. They can see that it's possible. They see where they're sitting. This is through playing solid football. If I ask you who's at Nottingham Forest right now, you have to start Googling. Who's at Nottingham Forest? We know Gibbs White is at Nottingham Forest because he's Jamaican. I don't remember who's at Nottingham Forest, but whenever I watch them play, I know they're good. I know they'll beat anybody on the day. They still in. I think Man City is still in, says Dr. Don. We look at it, Mr. One. No, man, Richard Green. We was taking a little Christmas, a little holiday break, man. You have to take a holiday break, man. So David Moyes, new coach for Everton. Yes, it was. That's supposed to be. Is that a breaking news? That was supposed to be something that was written in the stars, because now he has to save Everton from relegation. But he's gonna be Everton getting new owners. That's another good story to touch on. They're getting new owners. The thing with David Moyes, he plays this sticky kind of football. It's not very expansive, but it gets the job done. It gets results. It gets results. It gets results. David Moyes, he glues teams together and make his team very difficult to beat. Look at a team like Fulham this season as well. They're doing very well. Brentford under Thomas Frank, always that team will beat you 4-3, 3-2, or lose 2-3. They're still competing. At the bottom of the table, Omari Hutchinson, Ipswich, Delap, those youngsters, Ipswich is really fighting. Ipswich has been in front in many of those games that they lost. Gave away games from some winning position. So I think I predicted Ipswich to stay up. Cataract did say that Ipswich was going to go back down. And here's one of the scenarios that we talked about. This is one of the scenarios we spoke about with Omari Hutchinson. If Ipswich goes back down to the championship and Omari Hutchinson is not picked up or bought by one of the top Premier League clubs, then Omari Hutchinson can play for Jamaica. He will play for Jamaica because then he's going to be under the gun. He's under the gun. If he stays in the Premier League, he's gone. He's gone. If he stays in the Premier League after this season, he's gone. He's England. Because he's only going to get better. He's only going to get more confident. And when he gets on a bigger team, because that was the thing with Chelsea with Omari Hutchinson. Remember, they bought him from Arsenal. I think Omari Hutchinson should have stayed at Arsenal, actually. But everybody has their path. Chelsea just bought that Omari Hutchinson deal from Arsenal was very strange to me. That came out of nowhere. He's doing so well in the academy. Chelsea must have really offered him something really good. You see me? Chelsea must have really offered him something really good. But when he was at Chelsea, he cannot break in. That's how those Chelsea teams are. He cannot break in. He can't break in. Now we're seeing him at Ipswich. We're seeing him at a team like Ipswich, and we know that Ipswich is a team that they're gonna compete. They could play. They can play ball. They're gonna compete. Richard King. So that's it. When it comes on to Bournemouth, is still Bournemouth. When it comes on to December, January, February, trap big teams. Leicester City under Ruud van Nistelrooy, he took over, the ex-Manchester United head coach. Inter, he took over. He had the interim job at Manchester United in that transition phase. He took over there at Leicester. They're battling Bobby Reed, another Jamaican there, getting it done. Struggling though at bottom of the table. Might just end up back in the championship. Leicester City, they were the team in the championship last season that spent the most money on players. It's like they almost had an endless budget because they dropped out of the Premier League and they kept their team together. They built that team around Jamie Vardy. People know, thank you. We're slowly growing back. People, we need you to hit the like button at this stage. We have a lot to talk about. I only did 37 minutes in the show. Feel like me there for already. Because the thing, we're properly organized, even though it's a fun thing right now, you know. So we're going to the Premier League and we're gonna make our way down. Just a roundup of everything. We saw Jadon Sancho because I missed a lot of months and just gluing back everything together and put that to bed. We saw over the months, Jadon Sancho, he went on loan to Chelsea, flashes, some games, hot and cold. Yeah, man. Remember to hit the like button, people. Remember to hit the like button. Welcome back, Dockland Stennett. Big up yourself. Happy New Year's, my boss. Happy New Year's, Owen. Owen. Big up yourself, Damian Hines. And who else we have here? Richard Green, Javari Laban. God bless, son. Just bigging up everybody. Anybody may miss, still blessings to you anyway for the New Year's. And it is what it is. So we just wrap that up there for the Premier League. But before we wrap that up for the Premier League, let's just show that Isaac Hayden in there now. It's apparent that Isaac Hayden is going to be at Portsmouth. I've got to see Portsmouth this season because I was basically placing some bets on some championship teams, and they were one of the teams that they played well, but they didn't score a lot of goals. They played well, but they didn't score a lot of goals. Yeah, big up yourself. I'm gonna touch on Portsmouth. Big up yourself. God bless, son. Glad to have you back on YouTube. Space JT. It's been a while, but worth it. No Bill can start swing now. We have a lot to yeah, bro. We have a lot to talk about. Me hope you had an amazing holiday, dog. Me hope you get to see your family them. You know, drink some curry goat. No, some what them soup, manish water soup. Yeah, drink curry goat. Drink some manish, bro. A long time I not drink manish water. So people, if you're watching from a different location, that's you see me. I'm from Jamaica. I'm a country youth from Jamaica in the parish of from the parish of Manchester. So pardon me sometimes. You're gonna hear me go straight into patois and it's gonna be English sometimes. So that's just what this is. That's why probably I could never be corporate, too corporate. Because my thing is like, it's 1 minute, it's just we are talking country and we are talking professional. Because I saw me see like a person who write this comment to me right now. I know that this is a Jamaican. When me respect the way him see it because me put my effort in it too. And him don't know a lot to talk about and he's thinking the right way. Sometimes you have to give the brain a rest. I cannot be talking about Jamaican football in December. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I have to keep the YouTube space going, but it's December. You know what I mean? I just give myself a break because I'm at it all the time, streaming for 4 hours. And so some people wouldn't really see that. So I look at balance as something very important. So bless yourself. God bless, son. Yeah, so yeah, Isaac Hayden now, Portsmouth. We saw Wayne Rooney, big up yourself, Dex Play. Wayne Rooney as well was on the move from Plymouth Argyle. That experiment didn't work very well. They kept getting beat at home. As I said, I was tracking the championship this season very much. Plymouth Argyle, they had some good results early on. I remember he had a few big wins where people might say Wayne Rooney is here to save Plymouth. They brought in Andre Gray, the ex-Jamaican or the still Jamaican reggae boy. He came in from Saudi Arabia, scored a few goals, still didn't work out at Plymouth Argyle there, and he's on the move again. Haven't heard much about Jamal Lowe. Don't know where Jamal Lowe is. Haven't heard much about Jamal Lowe, guys. And Isaac Hayden. So no, for Isaac Hayden, I just want Isaac Hayden to be playing some high intensity football. I don't care if Isaac Hayden is playing in League One. All we need from Isaac Hayden is all we need from Isaac Hayden is him playing at a high level. Peter Mystic said, as a youth, I drank manish water for a long time without knowing what it was in it. Yeah, manish water. Bro, anything in it is shot. I don't know in it, bro, but may I tell you the truth. It's shot. Anything when it's shot. Peter Mystic, since you said that on we on a Jamaican segment of the show, we want to do something a little bit different this year, people. I'm gonna ask you guys, my audience, right now, and my fellow Jamaican YouTubers in the community right now. I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and everybody needs to pick an answer. You're gonna have the option to give an answer in A, B, or C. The question is, however, not football related question. And I want you to think about this question very much and give me your answer in the comment section. This hasn't been done before. I was running like I was just reading something and I was like, what if I just ask? Because there's a lot of different personality in the comment section. We can see how we view the world. I will ask you guys this question, right? This question is like, if you're on a plane, right? And the pilot suddenly falls ill, causing a critical emergency, and only we say you can only save one. Who would you save? Remember, every choice have a consequence, and the time is running out. All right. Answer A. Are you tracking? Let me read back the question again. If you're on a plane and the pilot suddenly falls ill, causing a critical emergency, right? You can only save one. Who would you save? Remember, every choice has a consequence and time is running. No. Answer A. The pilot. Save the pilot who is too sick to act immediately but might recover. If they do, they could potentially save everyone on board. All right? You now follow me? You now follow me? All right? You now follow me? I'm going to read over about question A again. All right? I'm just going to go back over it. The question is, the entire question for it is, if you're on a plane and the pilot suddenly falls ill, causing a critical emergency, you can only save one. Who would you save? Remember, every choice has a consequence. The pilot, would you save A? Save the pilot who is too sick to act immediately but might recover. If they do potentially recover, they can save everyone on the plane. Or you would save yourself as near, try to get as near to the emergency exit, and you might survive. But without your help, others will likely perish because you don't know if you're going to make it, and others are going to perish. That's B. Think about the consequence. You can either save yourself, jump through the emergency door with the parachute, and you don't know if you're going to make it, right? You don't know if you're going to make it. I don't know if you can fit. All right, let me drop the question in the comments, right? Let me drop the question in the comment. Don't Google it, bro. Don't Google it. You can't Google it. Don't Google it, bro. Don't Google it. If you Google it, it's gonna take the whole gist out of it. Don't Google it. All right. So that's the question, people. This is the question here. All right. That's the question. All right. I will put I will put the I will put the answer on the board. Sorry, Vinny, on myself. All right. So if you're on a plane, that's the question. All right. And this is answer A. I'm gonna give you them. Answer A, answer B in there. That's the question. All right. That's the question. And we have answer A here. You see me? So we have A, we have answer A here. You save the pilot who is too sick, and he can recover though and save everybody. You only can save one person. Who would you save? A, B, or C? That's what I want to know from you. That's the question tonight. More, more see, so I wanna see the world. If some people see it realistic, or you're gonna put yourself first, we're gonna see no. All right. May I wait for your answer, Doctor Dan, and just read. Put it in the comments. Yeah, man. God bless, son. Let me get the answer from you. I need to get the answer. Option A. Jerome 876 said option A. So Jerome 876 is gonna try to save the pilot who is too sick to act immediately, but might recover. Might recover. But without your help, the others will also perish. Because without your help, you abandoning the other people to save the pilot, they're gonna perish. Save who can fly the plane. So wouldn't you try to fly the plane yourself? Man's grabbing that parachute. Remember, taking the parachute, Douglas Stennett, your likely chance is 50-50 of living because of the altitude that you're jumping from. With the parachute, you probably get unconscious before you hit certain levels. You see, at certain altitudes, you probably get unconscious, blackout, or you come down fast. So you have to think about that. Wilbert Moore say, A makes sense. Um, Save the pilot who is too sick to act immediately, but might recover if they do. So you wouldn't check in at the plane if somebody in the plane can fly. If you work with 50-50, then try turn doctor in the plane. so so Douglas Stennett, Douglas, so Douglas, that be when I'm on them in that plane, like, yo, listen, JT, may I take my family and cut. Yo, Douglas is like, yo, JT, this plane here, that the pilot there. Some people at Jamaica will just say some things to you and convince you. Douglas Stennett say, yo, JT, that the pilot there, too sick, master. I go by the toilet, there's a beer vomit for me. Me I take my family and me I jump. Yo, oh my God. Yo, Douglas Stennett, big up yourself, man. Duckland is like, yo, screw that. Me and my family, we are jump. I can't rely on this on this pilot. Him look shaky. I don't normally fly alone anyways. Okay, you don't fly alone. So what are you saving? Are you saving your saving your trying to get your wife on a parachute and cut? Or you're trying to save the pilot? Um all right. Yo, God bless youth. Yeah, think differently out of the box. Let's see what God bless youth is coming up with here. All right. He's saying, see, a random passenger from the plane. Saving them could provide moral hope for others, but might also mean sacrificing the chance of collective survival. You see me? That is very tricky there. See, this is very, very tricky. This answer here. This answer here is what would give you a challenge on an exam when you're doing like um this when you're doing like CXC or something. Think it's a spam. Okay. I think it's a spam. Okay. I think it's a spam. All right. Yeah. So C is too tricky. We move on from it. A random passenger from the plane, saving them could provide um moral hope for others, but also means sacrificing the chance of collective survival. So collective survival would mean surviving together, right? Collective. So it's a collective process there. Okay. Saving them could provide more. Okay. But providing the more, yeah, that's a tricky one. Autopilot flies the plane. All you say are A and C. I will give good talk at on a funeral. Yo, big up yourself. Yo, landing is different. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm not gonna take on saying I'm gonna try to fly the plane myself. I wouldn't try to do that. I don't think so. I think that is too much of a task. And okay, you can't Google. I don't know if you can Google up there and no, that's not. You're not gonna be able to Google up there and land it, bro. You're gonna have to know the basics, car. You don't know the first button for first switch for clip in there. You're just basically there, somebody trying to tell you what to do. Then you have to get somebody else in that plane. Dockland Stennett, though, I'm not sure I want to jump out of a plane at certain altitude with a regular parachute. Being a person who has never parachute from a plane before. you know, um, air traffic control can help you. That actually happened before. Okay, that happened before. Yeah, there was who was that guy that hop out of one of them plane that would want a whole of money, and then he's a legend, bro. You know what I mean? That guy's gone down in history. I'll know them at the FBI. Try to find the money, and that guy knew how to jump out of a plane with parachute. So Duncan Stennett, you're talking like you just fly the door and hop off, like you just hop off a big jet. No, bro, you're gonna have to be like, you see me? I go down with that force, like, bro, it's not gonna be easy. So you are screwed no matter what. Dr. Dan, you are a smart student. You are a smart student as well. You see me? You're screwed. You're basically screwed. Because none of those things are working in your favor. You're operating from a place of fear with all of those. All right, let's rely on saving the pilot. Let's hope that there's a doctor on the flight. That's what we have to hope. See, there's a doctor on the flight. And then, how do you know what happened to the pilot so quickly? And the plane is already flying. You know what I mean? And problem is there. So you're in a problem there. No, you decide to jump out of a plane again with your family. That's crazy. You get me? That's that's a bit like whoa. You see me? And then if you choose fee, I think I don't know. You have to get some other people involved. Jump, but some people would see putting your life in your own hand by jumping. You know what I mean? Owen said he would jump because hope is what make you survive in crucial situation and help reduce panic. Whoa, that's good one. God bless, son. So that's why they add morale as well, because the morale of the group. If you have everybody on board panicking, Jesus Christ, the flight, it's going down. Yo, the plane, people start getting up from them seat, plane start rock certain way, pilot not there. I don't know it go. But as you said, if you have the composure to keep people calm there and keep minimize panic, then you could maybe put the situation under control. No, back to the football again. Kaim Dixon, people. So there, that was just a little thing to basically test out some people see the thing. Different. I don't know. I just wanted to ask. I mean, also some smart people watch the channel. So that's why I'm asking. And there was so many different answers. Made me have even question, what do I think about it? Um, to be honest, in a way, it's almost that it's a raw deal. It's a raw deal. Watch out, the movie Lost. Yeah. Heart attack by the time you reach the ground. If you jump, better you try. Fly that. Right? You're already in the plane. It was a very good question, JT. Big up yourself, Isa Allen. Yeah, well, we could have looked at it this way by Owen and say, you know, you better try flight. I don't know though, bro. Maybe we try to get somebody in the plane we have any at least basic knowledge of our cockpit setup. inside of a plane, then can move some basic things around. Because I wouldn't want, me don't know if me don't want be the one on the radio, I try flight dog. But maybe as a human in a dog, if them did it on me balance and them say, yo, calm down, move the lever this degrees, this supposed to pop up on the screen. This is what you're looking at. Maybe yeah. Brother, you go in a door that. You know what? Me a fly it, brother. I say Owen say me a try fly that myself. Me a try fly that myself, dog. Yeah, me not jump. Me a try fly that. JT option A gives you time. Gives you time. The pilot is sick though. JT option A gives you time. Remember, in option A is the pilot who is too sick to act is immediately uh, to act immediately, but might recover. If they do, they could potentially save everyone else. Yeah, everybody know that's the obvious thing. Let's save the pilot. But um, yeah, saving him, you have to hope that you know what happened to him, right? And what happens to the plane in the meantime. So me I gotta make somebody else go and save the pilot and me get on the radio. Get on the radio with ground control. I saw them name, get by the ground with ground control and let them start dish out instruction. You know, maybe I also have another competent individual there that me find can aid in the process. And we say, all right, this is all right, this, do this, okay, all right. You know, till we just get used to it, car. When me I go to jump out, no, not like Duckland steady. You know, boss all the door up there, the whole plane tear up. A matter of fact, if me up on the flight Duckland, you can't jump out. Yo, a matter of fact, me just think about it. If me up on the flight and I try bust the door, we have to go we need a calling thing that we have to go restrain him. We would have to restrain him on the flight. A matter of fact, if he might try bust the door at that altitude, we're gonna have to restrain him. We're gonna have to use force and countermeasures, Duckland, to restrain you, because I think you're gonna risk everybody's life to get you and your family off the plane. So let's say the parachute, I can say if we have to eliminate, if we go by a lot of times they say to answer this kind of question. If we go by the sense of jumping from the parachute, let's eliminate that. Because if you bust the plane door at that altitude, I don't think you can close it back. Don't think you can actually close the plane door back if you bust the door at that altitude, right? So that's out of it. So it's between C and A. Um, Trying to rescue the pilot is maybe leading, but they made C very tricky. In a random passenger from the plane, saving them could provide moral hope for others, but might also mean sacrificing the chance of collective survival. I think God bless son kind of break it down. Is Allen says people like Duckland make Alwyn dead before time. Yeah, too much pressure and gravity. Once you open, it's a wrap. Yeah, Dr. Dan. Once you open that plane, it's a wrap up there. So a matter of fact, we're gonna have to handcuff we have to restrain Duckland up there, and then we move to either getting a person in the plane, a random person to help to save everybody, or we try to get the pilot up to scratch. And our next thing, where we get the pilot up to scratch. Man think he's jumping from two-story building. No, Duckland, you're not gonna make it. All right. So yeah, so that's it. That's a wrap on that, dear people, and that's a wrap on the Premier League as well. Really wanted to touch on Kaheem Dixon. Kaheem Dixon is over there at Charlton Athletic. I saw him over the holiday season, or rather before the holiday seasons. He did make appearance, I think, in a cup game for Charlton Athletic. I don't know if some people regard that as the player not looking ready. I don't see any problem with it. The player got played in a cup game. What I saw with Kaheem Dixon was they didn't want to pass him the football. That's why I saw in Kahim Dix at Charlton Athletic. The youth are run out him soul. And you people, a lot of you guys here already played football. Big up yourself, Warren Webster. Jumpers, you have to save the pilot. Way too high up. Ask anybody good with flight simulator. Yeah, yeah. Gives you hope. Um, yeah, so Kaim Dixon, right? He what's up, Kevin Fiesi? Big up yourself. We still touch on the C first, man. So Kaim Dixon there at Charlton Athletic, he he's a project. He's a project, guys. I love the player. He's an amazing player. I love the player. He's really good at what he does. And people feel free to call in as well as we just hit the hour mark as well, and we can chop up these discussion and move through while I'm moving through. So remember to call in. The number is there on the screen. I think I have it pinned. Haven't talked to a lot of you guys. Definitely would want to see what you guys are thinking and pick some of your brains and chop it up same way. So Kaim Dixon is a project. I give him another 2 seasons with Charlton, and then we can start looking for Kaim Dixon really to roll off. If it's nothing wrong with the play, yeah, we still do that. So yeah, man, we abandon the play, Yeah, so definitely I would want to see him. I don't think he's gonna make the first team this season. Don't think he's going to make the first team this season for Charlton Athletic. Charlton has too much aspiration. They're benching Kira Anderson now. He's a player that some people at Charlton was calling for him to be benched a couple times, and he's finally benched now in Kira Anderson. So he's a player that they look up to probably make a deal about at some point in Kira Anderson. They feel like they can get back something on their investment. That's why they invested in him. That's why they've been playing him at a young age. Kaim Dixon is a different project. This is a player who came out of Jamaica with raw talent. When you're working with raw talent and you put them now into an environment which is predominantly a structured environment where the game is played in a certain way, the book side of the game is connected to the learning, and it's not just raw talent. Some people would say, though, sometimes raw talent is so good that it almost nullifies some of those other qualities in other players, and it overrides that, and the raw talent comes through. I've yet to see a real raw talent that really took over football in the world of football. You always have to get to a point where, when I say raw talent, it doesn't mean becoming like a Ronaldo or a Messi. It's refining your game. That's what people need to know. A player can be a player who just run down the wing. They have Kaim Dixon as well playing off the wing. I don't really see Kaim Dixon as a winger. Kaim Dixon remind me a lot like a Bobby Reed, like a little false nine, a little player there that's a decoy player making some decoy runs, supporting your striker, but you still get him to drop back in midfield and tackle. He's a special kind of player. I don't think Kaim Dixon is an out and out winger. I don't think he's gonna make it as a winger. I don't see him making it as a winger, going up against those big fullbacks. I need Kaim Dixon inside, running inside the pockets. That's when he's most dangerous. That's when he gets to press the goalkeeper. When you have him playing the wing, I'm watching him that night. He's so focused on tracking back to help his right back based on how they're trying to play, that whenever it's time for him to attack, he's winded. He's winded. And I would tell the player, if they're going to keep playing me at the wing like that, the best way to get a coach's attention, you keep cutting in. Keep cutting inside and show them what you can do on the inside and force them to play you inside. That's what Kaim Dixon has to do. Kaim Dixon, may I tell you, I've done this to coaches already. We want to just turn me into winger. I want to play attacking midfield like a false nine, where we can shoot at the goal, still be creative, press same way, or drop back into midfield. That's the type of player Kaim Dixon is. Kaim Dixon is an out and out winger. No, sir. I hope it works. I don't see it. How about JJ Okacha? Yeah, man, JJ Okacha for Nigeria. I remember that World Cup. I think it was 2002 World Cup. I think when they got beaten by Denmark, or 98 World Cup. I think they got beaten by Denmark in the Brian Larjup and Michael Larjup brothers. In that quarterfinal game, they had Okacha. I think they had Kanu. They had all those guys. He had really good player. That Nigeria team was one of those Nigerian teams that was considered to be Yakini, all those guys, top players for Nigeria. JJ Okacha, that's when people saw that plot and the rollover as well. Because Dinelson had done the plot and the rollover, I know. Dinelson was one of the first one, and we like him roll it this way and go so with him body, come back, come catch it, So him have the option if you go so and him dash you is like a wide receiver playing NFL. If him go so and him dash you, him know what to do. That rollover, JJ Okacha had his version. That's how he came to prominence. I think Ricardo Gardner, the Jamaican international, the youngster, played with a JJ Okacha at Bolton. If I'm not correct, but I think I am. So he played there. So raw talent in Kyle Dixon. Kyle Dixon has to basically gets inside. He's probably gonna be a loany player. I think Kyle Dixon at some point is gonna get a loan and he's gonna go somewhere lower and he's gonna make his name. All Kyle Dixon needs is to be on the field and a coach sees the way how to play him. And if it continues where he's just playing wing, somebody has to tell him, listen, Kyle Dixon, you gotta get inside. People, remember to hit the like button on the video, all right? Please and thank you. People, remember to hit the like button on the video. Please and thank you. Let me just give another little commercial break while you hit the button. Remember to hit the like button on the video. All right. Remember to hit the like button. We're at the point where you hit the like button on the video. All right. So we off Kaim Dixon. We wish him all the best. Coach McLaren will be back. He will be talking. He will be basically giving us his version of how he sees players and how he wants them to come through. So Kaim Dixon is a player. We wish him all the best and his movement there. We're gonna jump and talk about here Jonathan Russell. Jonathan Russell now, he's a tricky one. A lot of people are calling for the player now that he's playing very well at his club. The ex Chelsea man as well. All those youngsters, really good player. I think this go around though, I love how things might be shaping up in the middle of the park if a Jonathan Russell or Ravel Morris is back. I think a Casey Palmer will be back. Isaac Hayden playing football again. Confidence coming back. Jamaica might make some moves because people have to realize certain things that did happen to Jamaica at the end of that Nations League loss. We have to remember that we capped off the year with a Tyreek Magee. Let's just look at some of the things that some people might not call a success, but I would say a success based on a lot of what we talked about on the channel. I think last year I was like 5 for 5. You see me? I think we called for about 5 or 6 players on this channel and they played. They all got there. Don't know how they got there, but they got there. Because that tells me that we were watching the football right here. I still have to watch Jonathan Russell. And we were watching the football. Tyreek Magee, they won the USL, Graveyard League. However, player still class. Got back into the team. Ravel Morrissey, though he didn't play, Ravel Morrissey was going to be a tricky situation with the coach. It did happen. It did happen, though. He ended up back into the team. That did happen in a Ravel Morrison. So that's good going into the new year. But one of the big problems is as well as the midfield, because I think if all those players we talk about get picked at the same time, I think we have a midfield. There's no way a Ravel Morris is going to be there. Isaac Hayden, Jonathan Russell, and Casey Palmer and Joel Latibodier ends back up in the defensive midfield role. No, Coach McLaren is going to be in a pickle situation when he comes back. He's now going to have to decide if Jamaica is a back 3 team going forward or a back 2. Coach McLaren is now going to have to decide if Jamaica plays a back 2 or a back 3 going forward. He's gonna be at that point. Think about it, guys. We have experiment with this. We have experiment with this a couple times this year. Mixed bag results. Try to photocopy or copy and paste what Hal Grimson did in that USA game. Back three. Ronaldo Cephas menacing. It didn't. So we don't know. Coach McLaren know because he's stuck now with a Dishard Bernard, Joel Latibodier, Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Richard King. One thing I do know is whatever is starting back there, Richard King should be one of them. Whatever starting a going back around there, Richard King should be there. And that's where we are on this now. With a Damian Lowe, the coach is also gonna have to make a decision on Damian Lowe as well. He's gonna have to make a decision on Damian Lowe as well. And Coach McLaren, you will hear these things in the press conference, boss. May I tell you, he's gonna have to make a decision. He needs to make a decision now on Damian Lowe, Richard King, Joel Latibodier. He's gonna have to make a big decision. Still doesn't have a right back. And what was the other guy? Mason Holgate. One chuck load of defenders. Some of those players need to play right back. And I think one of those players has to play right back, or he cannot keep picking all of them. Coach McLaren has to come to that realization. He cannot keep picking all these guys. You see what I'm saying? You cannot keep picking them. You cannot have so many defenders in your team. That makes no sense. It's just too many defenders, bro. Too many defenders. So he's going to have to make a decision. Dishard Bernard, Richard King, Damian Lowe, Ethan Pinnock, Mason Holgate, Joel Latibodier. That's like 6 people. He's going to have to make a decision. That is limiting creative. That when we're picking a team like that, when Jamaica is picking a team like that, that's why you have a player like Norman Campbell not in the team. When you're picking 6 of those guys in Joel Latibodier, Mason Holgate, Dishard Bernard, Richard King, Damian Lowe, Ethan Pinnock, one of those guys the coach has to decide that either I sacrifice one of the right backs, but we cannot keep bringing all of them. Why are you going to bring Dexter and you're going to bring Tavon Gray? Tavon Gray stays home. If you're going to bring all those 6 guys, Tavon Gray stays. You cannot bring 6 plus Tavon Gray and Dexter. That's 8. Then you have Greg Lee, Amari Bell. That's half the team. And the goalkeepers, you only have like 7 players left. Well, we have 3 goalkeepers, and that's 10, 13. So we have 8 more. Well, no, a 21-man squad, or 23-man squad, right? No, 23-man squad. So what? That's 13. So you have 10 more. Okay, let's dive into the midfield. We say Ravel, Isaac Hayden, Jonathan Russell, Tyreek McGee, that's 4. Bobby Reed, that's 5. All right. Now we go Ronaldo Cephas 6, Leon Bailey 7, Demari Gray 8, Bobby Reed 9, and you have 1 more player left for your striker. You have 1 more player left for your striker, and we not even pick a striker yet. We not even pick a striker yet. And then Boza have to be the striker. If you bring in Mikel Antonio, then you still have to go cut the team. You have to go cut one of the midfielder in Jonathan Russell or Casey Palmer. Because if Ravel comes back and Casey Palmer, you might not see a John Russell comes back if Tyreek McGee comes back. But based on what Steve McLaren was saying, he was saying that he was basically tracking Jonathan Russell. Yo, me can't believe that me only stream for an hour already. John off. Feel like me just stream for about 3 hours. So long me not stream, it feel easy, bro. Like I'm like I haven't even dive into it. I mean I say it's just an hour. Man, that's the thing, you know. You come back refresh. It's like chop an hour. Wow. So we could have end the show, people, but I said I wanted to cover so it's a different kind of show tonight. Wanted to cover all these things before we basically we did that. Let me make sure I get this phone charger here. So John Russell, we might not have those players, or we do. The coach said he has been tracking the player. Maybe let me give Premier 7 a call. Camino says someone where Premier 7. What do I have him as? Don't know me of Premier 7 as. Yeah. So tell Greenwood for go. Yeah. Yeah, Mason Greenwood. We're gonna touch on that as well. Him supposed to come back this year. Let me see if we get that. Yeah,
Yo, bro.
what go on, big bro? Yeah, you good?
Yes, man. A good man.
Yeah, all right, well, boss. John Russell, if you basically you hear how me break down the squad, big up yourself, Colin Quest, and the coach is gonna have to make some tough decisions this year.
That's a sure thing, you know. That's a sure thing. I was listening to how you were analyzing the team, and you mentioned Tavon Gray, and I believe that if such is going to happen, he should stay home. It's not a case of which as fans of the Reggae Boys team, we're trying to belittle anyone. We're just trying to find the best formation and the best players to play and represent the nations quite well. So as it relates to having so many defenders in the national team, we will not be as creative as how we would like to be. So if we're going to use some defenders, we have to incorporate such with players who can be ball carrying players or
Yeah,
proper
he
ball
keeps saying he
players.
wants players who can deal with the football.
Exactly. And I hope that he's not going to be biased with his selection or stick to just to say, oh, the English way of playing football, because the long ball
Because
doesn't apply
hear
in
what.
every
Now that
game.
you talk about this Premier 7, English coaches,
Hmm.
I don't know of any English coaches who has won anything outside of England. There's English coaches. I think it's only one English coach who won anything in England with England.
Hmm.
So the odds are stacked up against McLaren coming in.
Hmm. Hmm. And I mean, as a coach, no one is saying that you should really and truly change from your philosophy. But the thing is,
Mhm.
where you see there's a need to make some rightful adjustment based on even analysis, it should be done. Because for me, the names that you listed, for sure, I have to agree because players like Damian King, not the well, Richard King, my apologies, has been very effective over the years for Jamaica. And not only locally he plays football because he played or participated in a competition that his team Cavalier has won
Mhm.
overseas. So, you have some players who you can just look at by way of just instant observation and you can realize how effective they are. I believe that Richard King, and not only myself believes that, majority believes that Richard King should be a part of the squad. And of course, if we're going to play in a back three, he has to be a part of it because he's level-headed and he has some very decent passes and he have that
But
leadership
Richard King,
mentality.
listen, I'm me boss Richard King on YouTube, bro. May I tell you?
Eh?
Yeah, man. When Richard King played a game, they brother against Peru, I mean, I said it, I mean, I say, oh, Richard King has the ability to be as good as Ethan Pinnock, and people to run with this. And me say, Richard King better than Ethan Pinnock.
People will always be like that, and I mean, when the group that you have that I'm a part of, we have our discussions and our talks, and people will say things, but we just stick to football and have our discussion.
Yeah,
Some persons
football.
will agree, some will disagree. Straight football, and I think the names mentioned, I don't think a back three would be a bad idea, but having a back three and not having players who can play the back three system would be ridiculous. And for me, I can't recall really and truly knowing that Steve McLean is a back three type of manager.
Mm-hmm.
So then again, if he's going to play a back four, then I believe then that based on the modern games,
What about the
with the
Marian
real
Garden influence on him?
well, I don't know much about Marion Garden and his influence on the coach, but
Mm.
if the influence is going to be on the coach, it should be one that can help him to make the team better, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I cannot speak on what I don't know. So my idea is that all right, based on the modern way of playing football now, we realize that there are some teams who are utilizing their, let's say, their centre backs playing at right back and a typical example could be Ake at Man City, who's a proper
Mm-hmm.
centre back but can also play at left back.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I am certain that most of us would know that or Joel Latibodier can play at centre back and I think at right back as well.
But he doesn't
So
start. Joel Latibodier doesn't have what it takes to start for Jamaica at centre back in a back two.
exactly. And for me, I wouldn't put him at centre back either because I would use an maybe a Richard King with somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But remember now, Latibody have that experience at playing at right back. So I would say, all right, for defensiveness of the team, to let the team be more solid defensively. If Lemby Kisa isn't performing well,
Mm-hmm.
I will never be the person to bash the players over the year. I will custom myself watching the game, but I will never disrespect a player. But
Mm-hmm.
if Lemby Kisa isn't performing well up to par and Tavon Pure, I think is below his level, is not in the squad, then you can do an experiment and put Joel Latibody at right back for defensive for the defensive
Yeah.
stability of the team. But if it doesn't work, the coach and his team has to think tactically and say, all right, what can we do now to make the team better off? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, he's gonna have to make some tough decision, bro. He's gonna have to
Yes.
because I think that Norman Campbell should be back in the team, and I have my reasons because of that
Mm-hmm.
United States game. I saw how
Mm-hmm.
important a player who can play at a high intensity level, how we could have
Mm-hmm.
utilized a player like that in that game. Though he might not be as cutting edge as we want, we just realized
Yeah.
that the US was playing at a higher tempo where we needed
Mm-hmm.
players to match that tempo.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it boils down to scouting. Scouting is very instrumental in realizing or helping persons to identify the talents of players because
Mhm.
CFAS is a proper example of a player for which persons would say, all right, you need to scout CFAS. You will not see the best of the player instantaneously,
Mhm.
but you will see a glimpse of brilliance of a player that you have to look on and work on that player for them to progress to the higher level.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because Norman Campbell, some persons would say, no man, we don't want Norman Campbell. But there are other persons like yourself who are seeing beyond what others are seeing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
players deserve chances. It takes proper coaching and proper coaching staffs. And of course, the Jamaica fan base is effective. I have to say, commendations to our fan base here in Jamaica. We don't want to see our team up playing a foolishness. We're tired of that. So it is
Mhm.
on those persons in authority to work as a team and say, all right, we want not only for a team to make it to the World Cup, but we want to play consistent football
Mhm.
by
Mhm.
implementing a system that will accommodate rightful talents and also help the country to progress going forward. Our name is too big, but it is big in a way that in football sense, it can be tricky. You understand?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because then again, we're not a big country in football, but we have talents that can play well in football. So it's
Yeah,
all
but
about
you mean
those
out of
persons.
Jamaica on the ground? Coming out of Jamaica?
Overall, overall, we're not a big team in football, right?
Mhm.
But if we should say it in terms of our region, then the Concacaf region, we should be playing better football.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
should be playing proper football because then again, I think we spoke about such in the group before. Like somebody was mentioned in the under 23, something like that, and the system that we will have to look at to bring forth the players into the national system that needs to be strengthened because based on observation, even schoolboy football looks way more interesting than a lot of things that we're seeing here.
But schoolboy football was a bit low this season, though, bro.
Oh, well,
You know, feel
Tell it
so.
there now.
uh-huh. And
Yeah,
personally speaking,
JT.
no.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, you know why it's so low this season? Because a lack of raw talent, you know?
Mm.
I mean, maybe no, I can't say it's a lack of raw talent. Maybe it's too much raw talent. It's an overload on raw talent.
Hmm.
Yeah, but if there's a too much raw talent,
Hmm.
remember saying,
Mm.
if there's lack of raw talent, nobody not gonna really, you know, highlight them type of ball, you know, 'cause there's no talent, no there.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't say no talent, no did it, bro.
Like whisper them and Dixie them, dad.
And them you the alone that's your talent.
No, then they're like gifted
Highlighted
raw
players,
talent
yeah.
ball, they one of them type of ball, they like,
Yeah.
but them kind of like Mickey them and Marshall them will come
Yeah,
through.
me talk about that today still. Yeah, definitely. I
You
was
see, they're like them type
disappointing
of
this
ball
season.
that when them have confidence on the ball and move with the ball and beat
Mm-hmm.
players in one on one. We don't have them type of ball anymore. It's like a systemic ball or whatever, you know.
Mm.
I can understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about the highlighted players, like instantly you can see how the player can play the ball.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
like
I get what you're
raw
saying, man.
talent. They can angle the ball good. Beat
Me,
play one on one.
me
We
used
like
to
we
watch.
don't have type of players anymore.
Mm-hmm. Me
I
not gonna
mean,
be, me not gonna be hypocritical. Me not gonna tell no lie. Me not to watch schoolboy football like that again because it's like my attention gone elsewhere. But me used to support Georges and like States and those type of teams where we have um Alex Marshall and them man there. But you know Brian Brown, who's that JC, you know? Those were the days we used to watch schoolboy football. But you know, as football fans we have to watch the youngsters continuously and
you
see how
know,
well we can
you know
scout
the
them
thing
and
from my
promote them.
father. When you
Mm.
them have talent, you know, let them know and give them a chance. You know, the JPL, they see me and say,
Mm.
but look for Miggy, you know, when he does come on. He
Yeah.
used to play the house club, he used to play for Harborview.
Me no know enough cause as me say a long time in the preschool boy football now.
Then
Long
he,
time no check.
Tyreek Maggie. I think
yeah,
I have a film did there, right?
him and Peter Lee Vassell playing the
Yeah.
same
Yeah, but Peter
club,
Leavers with
man.
them, you know, those were raw talents. But I think a lot of people,
That's
bro,
it.
with opinions on raw talent is a bit different. CC won a trophy every year for 7 years straight. That generation is gone. They're building a new generation of players. So Cygnus Media
Mm-hmm.
is only CC we can depend upon if we bring out them players there in a Jamaica.
You them now play the most scrimmage ball game, man.
So you're saying they should
Yo.
play more scrimmage?
Yeah, that like they used to play more like street ball game, like the money now them in that game there.
Mhm.
And
Okay,
this
okay.
year earn
What you think
from
about that, Ron?
Well, you have a point, still, you know. Even
John
though we
Wall,
know
John
there's
Wall
a
did touch
system.
on something like that still a little bit. Same want kids to be playing more street football because
CCJT.
you know,
Remember saying when they play like scrimmage ball game, you know, that come like a futsal, you know, my father. And that's where Ronaldinho getting talent from, you know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like
But you see,
we
you will see
know,
players will come through in a scrimmage. We're good in a scrimmage and translate in a big field, you know. But guess what? It affects you too when you play too much scrimmage. It affects you
no,
when yeah, man. It
not
affects you, man.
anything, someone. Cause
It
you're good with ball control, and you play, you can
Yeah,
play the
but when
tight
you're on a
space.
bigger field, bro, when you're on a bigger field with 11 players stand up over there, so and 11
No,
upon your
that's
team, it's different, bro.
yeah, but that's where the coach come in now. You see, this is where development thing come in now. The coach have to help you transition that to the field.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them type of coach in Jamaica.
You know,
Like look
I
for
agree with
Brazil.
both persons. I agree with both down still.
Yeah.
But there's a thing about these players nowadays now. We play scrimmage football on Sundays. And I realized that, well, from a long time, too many persons wants to play as attackers in scrimmage football. And they
No,
take the
but
same
scrimmage you can
mentality.
run back and go up yeah, defend and
Me do
strike.
that. But
Not
who
scrimmage.
want me play scrimmage football, JT, I'm actually sometimes I play defense. Me I work on discipline. Me play defense. Alright?
So
Then
you
me time
still
I go play
take
midfield.
football serious in your old age, Ron?
Me no old man, brother. Still young.
Mine, you did have a hope so you can play for Jamaican.
What? Hope alone can't do it.
Yeah, because that me I tell you, but Hope Road alone can't do it, my brother.
Brother, that can't help nobody
Yeah,
at all, brother.
so,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
man, like Brazil now. So Brazil become the best, Them do it from futsal, football, from a
Yeah,
younger age.
that helps with your skill and your touch. Yes, I made the cut off run to
They
Premier
good with
72
ball
time.
mystery too.
Sorry about
And
that.
that's where we're lacking at too.
Mm-hmm.
We're lacking a ball mystery.
Yeah, true.
It help build ball mystery. Like Dixon, them so them can run the ball and angle the ball good.
Yes,
Mm.
man.
What a Clarendon
You know,
College.
say, I the only man on YouTube who say McLaren, I never a right man for a job and he now go qualify Jamaica. What the hell if you turn out right? Eh?
We need, someone tell us, JT, we need a right person who can understand the culture in
And watch the
Jamaica.
players then, brother, yeah?
But
Watch
bro,
the
you're
players
not
then,
gonna
so.
get a top level coach. You're not gonna get a top level coach right now. We
Never
understand
be a top
Jamaica
level coach.
culture.
So
Just want to understand the
you
football.
not to be a top level coach, JT. It can be somebody who understand the culture in Jamaica.
Who would you say now is a person who could understand Jamaican culture and still coach a team? Who is that? Just give me somebody to think about.
Alright. Paul, you have a look at idea about, him choose players.
Yeah.
But the brother there from JC, we used to coach JC.
You talk about
Remember?
Miguel Coley?
Miguel Coley.
Yeah, him good with young players.
And
Yeah.
I think Coley is overseas to doing some
But he
studies as well.
need more,
Mm-hmm.
education.
I think it'll be a
I
Qatar,
feel
right?
that we can work with him in our way. Can work with him, man.
I think it'll be a
But
Qatar, right?
maybe I'm not sure where it is now, but me know send overseas. But it's not one longer time there. But the thing is, JT, sometimes we will not know instantly who will be the best fit. Just like when, remember now, enough man, when I want to say, all right, pick a player from, say, Argentina over XYZ in the top five league, just from the tip of your head,
Mhm.
Not you directly, but other persons. So look at Julian Alvarez, who went from, I think, some clubs in Argentina, I think River Plate, and got Premier League dominate. Enough man now go say, yo, instantly, buy him, because they don't really know about the club where I play for. So the same thing in regards to the coaching. It's all about a system to some extent now. We have to have a system, whereas there's a philosophy and there's a cultural connection. Whereas not saying to play directly as to how players will play, but you have to make the best of the players' talents. Because, for example, if our players out here are not good in terms of kicking the ball long, but let's say, let's just use an example, can play the ball or use them skills otherwise, they can't really and truly try to take them out of what them know enough. Because Ronaldinho at Barcelona, you couldn't change him from who him be. You
No, sir.
understand? You make him play his type of football, but in a system that helps the team.
Yeah.
So
That's the point that's coming forward.
yeah, me not gonna say Coach McLaren isn't good enough,
Yeah.
because I'm the best option right now.
Yeah,
But I mean, we need assistance in terms of looking at the players in the games at different areas in England. Like go out there and watch them a play. Just like how some we go to stadium watch the players them. Watching the game on TV is different from watching the players in action. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well said.
yeah, brother. I mean, me play sports, you also play sports, and me love sports. So when it comes down to fundamentals, even if you don't have the best of the best resources, there is something that is called discipline that needs to be in any and every team. You know, football now only play the one player, and me not gonna lie, that's why sometimes we have issues with some of our Jamaican players, because someone want to take the ball and go all the way when there's a simple pass. You know
But
the nature of that.
sometimes you can do it by yourself, like group and French team. I'm the individuality. I don't know if me I say it right.
Mm-hmm.
And that make them win the World Cup too. In
Mm-hmm.
certain areas. Like if you have ball, can manage some areas on the field. It's good for that too, you know. Instead
Play to
of
your strength, right?
yeah, see me I say
Mm-hmm.
that French achieve.
Yeah, because
So
all right,
that
you
Jamaica
know
fair right now.
exactly. There's going to be a process, you know. There's going to be a process for the team, but we don't want the backlog business. We don't want the Jamaica go back down the road. When it's take with time, we as fans just say, yo, we see progress. We see progress. We're not rush nothing, but we want the progress. We can't have it with the stagnant and the lack of this kind of rubbish type of football again. Who wants the Jamaica go somewhere now, man? Who
That
wants
not
to
gonna
go
when
somewhere
I
now?
speed along the football.
Boy, I mean, you see, because we not much about road and speed, we can't say nothing much about him.
Brother,
You understand?
let me tell you. Me always hear this Rudolph speaking. When them we can help to put this thing to bed, people. No,
Yeah.
let me just say this with this whole Rudolph speed thing. What is the goal? If it is the goal to get Rudolph speed out of the JFF, that's one thing. So people have to decide what they really want. You want Rudolph speed out of the JFF and just pay attention fully to Cavaliers, or he needs to drop Cavaliers and be legit, because that's the only discussion. Because I do listen, and I'm not here to defend Mr. Speed. As I said, Mr. Speed is very good at defending himself. You see
Mm-hmm.
me? Mr. Speed can defend himself. So I'm not here defending Mr. Speed. No, everybody will talk about the conflict of interest, which is very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
With but it's also very lawyered up, I would say. It's strategically done. It's done in a way where it doesn't trip the line. You know, like I said, a bomb trap. It not really, they move it. Yeah, crawl over
Mm-hmm.
and and the layers of them. Him not trip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mr. Speed happened to maneuver through that. Him not trip the line.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
people in between that, people are saying, okay, Mr. Speed control it, and he probably does. At this point, I don't see much what the JFF can do right now. To be honest, for me, Jamaica is just not getting the results on the park.
I don't lie, brother.
I think the
Yes,
JFF is changing. I think the JFF is improving. I think it's just
yes.
we're not getting the results on the field. The JFF can't go. They go play.
No. We see
Speed is not
improvements. Mm-hmm. We can't lie. We see improvements in 2024.
Yeah.
Recruitment wise. Mm-hmm.
Let's be just with the situation. We,
Yeah,
we,
for
we,
real,
we
man.
still know there's a lot to work on. There's a lot to work on, but guys, remember this was the JFF who was having a party shop discussion with Damian Godem and that tape. I feel like that's the tape that really got YouTube turned over. I think that tape birthed this whole category other than Simon Preston. Because you
Mm-hmm.
see, that tape now gave people an insight to how the JFF does business. You know, when they must say, what do you mean? They take a thousand man, then Damian go on, get a stool and drink a rum, man. Yeah, deal with things, so man. And people realize, say, whoa, so the man them a reason. That's what really kicked off the whole YouTube. If you look at
Mm-hmm.
then till now and all the progress that's been made, where even YouTubers who has done the work, they know themselves, has
Mm-hmm.
prompted the JFF to basically in a way fix up and get
Yeah,
things
yeah.
in order
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
be
true.
more transparent. People went digging for information. You know what I mean? Things were leaking.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a lot done. I don't know what else Mr. Speed is blocking right now. That's not happening for Jamaica. You see me? I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
like I understand. I do understand from the perspective of the people though who thinks that the JFF can get more help to get
Mm-hmm.
certain things done. The thing
Yeah.
is though, people have to think about it this way. Are you volunteering your help to the JFF? Are they creating another department for you? Or you're phasing some people out who are there through the
Mm-hmm.
voting process? Or you want to remove hired individual? So people have to think about these things when they must say,
Yes. Yeah.
you see, man, say, who you want get
Mm-hmm.
out? Because if I was some man from down at West vote for a man from over there, so big up yourself, Travis Special, Happy New Year's, bravo, Red. If I some man vote for someone, Mr. Speed them can't just throw at the person without the JFF.
But like when you look at things, because when persons are in such position, they would realize that it is not an easy post to manage.
Mhm.
So the thing is, persons have to look on things from a, let's say, should not be arrogant when they're approaching such things, like in terms of discussion
Mhm.
and analyzing the national team and the setup. Because we know that Rudolph Street is a part of the JFF system, but
Mhm.
he's a very successful coach. But based on the politics, I would put in quotation. A lot of person that say, no, 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 who cares about Jamaica coach?
And the next thing to Premier Seven, what people I
Mm,
always have respect for, and
mm-hmm,
and through people in them field, the amount of hours that Rudolph Speed them put into football. We,
mm-hmm,
we,
a
we,
lot.
we we haven't done those hours, bro. It's like somebody
Yeah.
coming into my field that I put in hundreds of thousands of hours and I tell
Mm-hmm.
them to get rid of me. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, what are you talking about? You get me?
True.
You get
Yeah,
me? I
man.
say like, so that's why sometimes on YouTube, big up yourself, Jeremy Lee. On YouTube, we also have to understand. This is how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Rudolph Speed developed himself as a coach. Saw Mr.
Right.
Rudolph Speed in Sweden with the U15s. He wasn't the coach, but Peart was the coach. And the boys, they got beat up pretty badly. And just a quick small chat with Mr. Speed. And one of the first things Mr. Speed is telling you, say, all he can do there is learn and gain information.
Exactly.
And gain
Mm-hmm.
information. How
Right.
many people who are Jamaicans? I know there are people out there, though, who are going through some of the steps to learn about football every day and put your time in it. Them time them me I do something else. Bro, I had to
Mm-hmm.
plan that in a day if we go watch a match at Martin Stadium. You see
Not
me?
like that, yeah.
So and for
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Speed, them living football, doing it certain. I have respect for that. However,
Yeah.
as I said, I cannot change whatever conflict of interest that's there. But I've said obviously the conflict of interest has been so precisely done by whoever the lawyer is. That lawyer must
Mm-hmm.
be very good, very amazing person at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was structured where Mr. Speed seemed like the owner, him seemed like the coach. You don't know if I'm the coach, you don't
And
know
the
if I'm
easiest
the
thing to call at
president.
JFF. The
You,
easiest thing to call.
you know what I
Rudolph
mean?
Speed.
So it's a real Donald Trump type of lawyer shit. You know what I mean? Like some people
Mm-hmm.
see the system and said, you know what? Since I'm not doing this from a moral standpoint, though, for some people, it's gonna trip that moral chord and they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get upset.
Yeah.
And I'm not here, as I'm saying, if I'm just thinking about it, if somebody in the audience can tell me something that Mr. Speed is doing right now that
Mm-hmm.
is holding back Jamaica football, just let's get it out there tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
type in the comment section the one type in the comment section the one specific thing when Mr. Speed is doing that's affecting Jamaica football, why he should be out. Rose,
You see,
you're there too.
I will never be the person that before to insult or to disrespect anyone in the space. If I'm doing my content, I will never do something like that because you never know how hard or how important those persons are. They hear them say years they can't go to court. Some things has to be proven, whereas you can say this is the reason why he stays. This is the reason why we need him to leave. Too many arrogant persons are living in society, and I will not point fingers at anyone because a problem. But it's just to realize that Rudolph Speed, from my perspective, I have never heard anything about him in a bad way. So I cannot say, oh, Rudolph Speed come out at JFF, this and that. Who is me? Who is me if I say that about Mr. Rudolph Speed?
Because
That would
but
be
that's what
disrespectful.
YouTube has done, Premier said. YouTube has
Aha.
brought Mr. Speed so close to the action.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Speed loved
Yeah.
the ringside action. He loves getting into the ring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rose,
Mm-hmm.
let me bring you in. Come in if you think a chip out or what. I'm saying, Rose, what is Mr. Speed? What effect, negative effect that Mr. Speed have to you on Jamaican football? Because I'm not
Ha.
seeing it.
Me not see it neither. So me can't say something bad.
Yeah, I would say owning Cavaliers.
What is owning Cavaliers and being a part of the JFF simultaneously?
The conflict of interest.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, we talk about that, but as me say, the conflict of interest haven't tricked the legal line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is the something they do? It's the optics of it. What is me not see the problem still, you know. Well, I don't identify any problem, so my say would be different.
Okay, again.
Yeah. Me can't say nothing but both of them, I don't know. It takes for persons to really understand what is really taking place and then them say, all right, this is the reason why. Rose sound like you know what really are going on in that case. So me Rose, same thing. But for me personally, me don't know. Me never hear say rude and speed like JFF a mash up or Jamaica team a mash up. It's just like sometimes the arrogance you hear it over the year. I know people staying that when they come out the newspaper. You understand? But I'm say me no know me no hear of him do anything wrong. So me can't start that man and me don't say nothing.
Yeah. What you would think, bro, with Rudolph Speed? What you would think is because for me, it's like the conflict of interest. Me can live with it because of me know Mr. Speed love for football as well
Mm-hmm.
and development. You see me I say?
Of
Um,
course.
but some people with the conflict of interest on paper, some people cannot
Mm-hmm.
live with that, and I'm like, I'm torn between his relentlessness of just becoming better at what he's doing. Some people might not
Mm-hmm.
like the approach, but I see the
But
value in people putting in their 10,000 hours
Yeah, hear my
into something.
opinion, Accra.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, man, if you stay in club, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
man.
I'm leaving. I'm
Him
leaving
and
national
the
team.
JFF on with him club at the same time, that make no sense.
JT, remember when you have Speed on your show to talk about certain and the foreign players, and he did denied it, but no, he's now pointing fingers at. I don't even know what was that. I don't even remember that. I like a 2024 Germany, my hard drive in my brain upgrade. You know, I new thing them you know when I new thing them Elon Musk make Neuralink. When I Neuralink them have to upgrade the software, brother. Them thing them
Uh,
even know so them thing they still are going. Can me not keep track of Mr. Speed them statement. Like, bro, yo, your brain is like a computer. You manage, you just imagine. Part of my day, may I keep it. I can't remember what Mr. Speed them say. You see me? Me just know say
mm-hmm.
when me looking at it from a logical standpoint, from a different angle, me look at it. JFF, a certain job
Mm-hmm.
need to be done. Now, me need to see result on the field, brother. For,
Mm-hmm.
for minimum, for you can provide the minimum, the travel, a good safe place for the players, the logistics is sort out.
Can't blame for everything. No, sir.
How does Mr. Speed then now
Is
affect
accounting for the poor
Jamaica's
performances.
progress?
Mm.
You see me?
Yeah. Me personally think, people have different points or different opinions, but me not think of me alone and say, yo, if he would have been a proper coach for Jamaica,
Mm,
based on his success, right?
mm,
Based on his knowledge of the country's footballing operations and so forth, he would have fit the profile of a good coach for the national team. But guess what? Other persons have different opinion. I'm just using what I am seeing in front of me.
mm.
But it is good to understand the politics of things, but not to be tied up into it and stray away from the importance of why we are watching the team. As I mentioned, JT, we want to see results on the pitch,
On the field, bro. People
on the
keep
field,
a
of
skip
course,
out the result on the field.
and
Because
not blame other people. I players never perform.
the players need to perform now, bro. That's why you see it's for me certain times, so I'm not so concerned about Mr. Speed.
No, sir.
You see
Yeah,
me?
but the coach
Mhm.
have to bring the best out of the players them too.
That me I talk about. That's my thing.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
take
my
Mr.
on.
Speed out of the picture and that boy coach, of course. I coach. And sometimes all the players again. Can I coach him can't tell him what he done is not the foolishness.
Brother,
Indeed.
let's say, all right, boom, you get Mr. Speed out tomorrow. McLaren is still the coach. Him still, we got another guy in there. What another guy coming in from Mr. Speed are going to take over the team?
No,
you,
right
you,
now,
you see me?
if Jamaica move Mr. Speed from JFF, based on what we see and understand, you see all the recruitments that we want, foreign players from overseas, which man can come in and fit in a real speed? Mr. Speed shows right now and make that keep on and
Go
go on.
on out, brother. Wanna look.
Right. So man, if you just stay on them job, brother,
JT, look
as
like
well
you
make
get compromised, sir. You had a whole show about this topic, and he was on your show denying it. But that's what I'm saying, though, Jeremy Lee. If we catch him into a lie there, me just did remember, so we catch him. Me know
mm,
Mr. Speed for what Mr. Speed. Like you have to
yeah.
just go off what Mr. Speed gives you. You see me say, yo, Javon, if one background here, kick wicked. Hold on, I'm muted. Yeah, and for me, like if like anybody, if you ask them certain questions, they have different ways how they want to answer it, and it could either make you see um your perception, like your perspective of them is like this way, while they think that they are this way as a person, and then you have a conflict there. You see me I say? Because Mr.
Mm,
Speed see himself as a person doing the right thing. And then you have people saying, listen, you're not. You see me I say? So me now, me can't get hung up on that. Because I just believe as a person who played the game of football, that the action
mhm,
is on the pitch, bro. The action is on the pitch. If you do an audit of all the countries that play football, you're gonna come up with at least a couple Mr. Speed, at least a good 20, a good 50, a good where there, a good how much team in the world? Every club, every country have a Mr. Speed.
mhm.
That person, look at all those Saudi clubs, even PSG, that big money with them buyout and them Macron has to take the money because France wanted the development. You see me? I
Yeah,
say,
brother.
so people in a football, bro, that's football. Like, man, understand, like, that's football. Football is a top tier sport, bro. It's a mafia thing, brother. And it's not a mafia for me in a negative way.
Yeah.
It's just someone who has gone through their links or their work and took their love for the game and end up in a
Mhm.
certain position, and they're gonna structure the position to suit them. What
That is,
you know what I mean?
yeah, and that is the reason why it when person speaks about specialization and placing persons in specific departments, if all persons were placed in the rightful areas, it would be way more easier for results to come. We know the world run now. Some man get put in a some spot or some departments so they don't understand nothing at all. And that's why the effectiveness of whatever is taking place is not going on properly. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have the right persons placed in the rightful areas. Just like how people talk about Manchester City, but money then this, money then that, and the money alone make them successful. And the rightful persons are in the rightful areas, off the field or on the field. That's why them so successful. Money, yes, but on the money alone make Man City perform so well. It's all about the structure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, I mean, people are cuss me a Man U fan now. And we are enough people cuss Man City, yo. Man City to get relegated. And I'm not about that. Me a see man will perform, and that we care about.
Yeah.
And how few team can out them based on performance. The system that they have is good. It's great. It's effective. And that is the reason why effective results are repeating itself over and over again. Right now, nobody can write off Man City out of the title race team because we're in January.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at life simple, I look at life simple, and when I look, not all times we're going to look at life in a simple way, but there are several things that we should look on in a simple way.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, we will see the effectiveness of results. So Jamaica football system, we can't the best of the best in place. But if we have some persons who understand the fundamentals of such and such departments, then you will see the backroom staff improving, and once the backroom staff is improving, then you will see the expected results coming out there. Because if you set yourself right, if this place isn't coming to training,
Mm.
if this person isn't coming to training, he will not be playing any game. That's the rule set. Everything starts from a foundation now, just like when we high school. What are we to go to school? If you don't come at training, you're not playing. And if you come to training, you will play.
Mm-mm.
And that's how comes to improve on your skills going forward. I was a very disciplined sports player, and I wasn't in a system where as I had all the ways to live or I have the proper or the best coaches. But I played for Jamaica before in cricket because of
Okay.
discipline.
Yeah, okay. You were a very disciplined young man.
Discipline. I never have the gears. I never have the proper or the best coach, the field, whatever. But anywhere I go, I try to present myself well and listen. Because when you have the talent, you will improve on your talent once you're disciplined around the rightful persons. Yeah,
All right, that's a good message for
yeah, brother.
2025. There you have
Hmm.
it from someone who represented Jamaica in cricket.
Of course.
And he got there through discipline. You know what I mean?
Discipline,
You know what
brother.
I mean? And discipline, you're thinking to yourself, you may not have the greatest talent. You see me? But your discipline got you to a
Hmm.
level where you're like, whoa, you know? It's
Yeah, brother.
that's
Talent was there, but not the system. And anywhere because I went, even though we're talking about football, let me just talk about cricket in a slight way. I went and played against States in 2012, right?
which
2012
school
or
did which school
2000.
did it go?
I'm a country boy. I used to play for Anatomy High School, but
Okay.
went on to St. Mary High School thereafter for sixth farm, then to UWI,
So,
for
which
university
so your
purposes.
school did good in cricket?
No, but
Okay.
guess what? I was
Okay.
a kid.
Come here, sir. I never hear
Hmm.
about them side then I know cricket.
No, but guess what? Teams like Taki
JP,
did want me.
sorry.
Yeah,
Mm.
man. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was saying, not to go jump off and forward back on the call because I'm going to do a roundup on the radio right now. I'm gonna do a football update on the radio right now.
Hmm.
Okay, and with Oral Tracy.
No, sir, no. No, man, I'm careless. I'm careless.
Okay,
What?
okay, okay.
I'm a guest analyst, so I'm just gonna deal.
Yeah, we
That's
like
nice.
that. We like that. The man
That's
them,
nice.
the thing them up, you know.
Yes, man.
The thing them up, you know, people. The thing them
Yes,
up, you
man.
know. The thing them up again, you know. Cause you see, YouTubers, the man them a make strides in a different ways. May I tell you?
Hmm.
Yeah, tell us about commentator to JD, color commentator, man.
Yeah,
Like I
man,
do
bro,
a
guys,
color commentary.
I see you doing it all, bro, and the potential. Like,
Excellent.
listen, bro, you have
Excellent,
all
brother.
the tools to conquer that stuff. On the
Yeah.
island, you
So,
can run it.
all right. So later, me soon forward.
Yeah, man, cool. Yeah, yeah. Speed know how to deal with dysfunction in Jamaican football. You see what I'm saying? The speed of it. Most of these diaspora fans on YouTube are just tribalistic towards local born and administrator. You all can go to hell. You all can dictate or over football. We run it here at Earth. No, bro, like, yo, we don't know what going on, you know. We don't know what going on, you know, Travis. No. So, I don't know what's going on. So Mason Greenwood as well, dear people. I said Tyreek Maggie. We didn't let's jump off with the quickly with the Tyreek Maggie. You know, his team won last season, the USL. So no, he's on the move. That's all the USL is. The USL, if they think you have value, they're gonna get you moving. So no, Tyreek Maggie needs to jump off. He needs to jump off now somewhere. Um I think a Tyreek Magee game would be much better in Germany. I think his style of play would fit Germany because Germany, you get a lot of time on the football. It's a little bit more physical. Don't know the physical side if Tyreek Magee could have handled that physical side of the German game. But he is very, I would like when you look at a player like Jadon Sancho, he went back to Dortmund and he looked very good because he had more space and time. The Bundesliga is a bit slower than the English Premier League. Trust me. That's why when a lot of players come over highly inflated, and then when you see they just, air out, coming 100 millions, whatever million coming from German clubs. When they hit the Premier League, different speed. It works for some, but it you know what I mean. It pops off. So Tyreek McGee, he should be on the move. He hinted that in one of his big up yourself, Marcus Garvey. He hinted that in one of his little short cameo press talks that he did. So Tyreek McGee, hopefully, don't go back to Belgium. That's all I can say. Maybe don't go back to Belgium. Don't go back to Belgium. Um, Germany. Germany. I don't know if they can in England. I don't know if England is using luxury players like Tyreek McGee right now. I'm not sure. Tyreek McGee, England Championship. They might gonna say he's not physical enough. Gonna be physical enough for the championship. Maybe French league. I don't know. Maybe French second division. Maybe second division French league. Yeah, I think that would be a jump. Second division French league, because if he's good enough there, they're gonna know. You see me? I say? So I don't think Tyreek Maggie is gonna hit first division French club. Maybe he can get into a club where go get promoted like a Junior Fleming who got lucky to got to a club that was getting promoted right when he got there. So if in Tyreek Maggie could hit one of those situations, and remember, it's a similar path. It's very possible, people. Tyreek Maggie, based on my trajectory of I just matched that up, Tyreek Maggie could end up in a second division French team. Just think about it. Junior Flemings broke most latter record, played very well in the USL, maxed out in the USL, right? He maxed out in the USL. You see what I say? Bless up yourself, Tycoon. Happy New Year, Meji. Blessings, wealth, everything up. You see me? So, I don't know. I don't know if Tyreek Maggie can really get it over the top. But if you look at it, though, Junior Flemings, he got there, did everything he needed to do in the USL, ended up in the French second division with a club that got promoted and then got relegated, and then he was sent down to the second team reserved. Then he started plateauing again, turning over, fumbling, finding different club. So Tyreek McGee can be on this trajectory, might be on it, and if he's a little bit better. Junior Fleming was a more physical player. Maybe the French league requires a little more finesse. Let's see, because Tyreek McGee game is a lot more finesse. God bless son says the Dutch league, yeah, the Dutch league soft. Dutch league soft. For me, them league they're soft, but it's the way how they look on football. You will end up a Tyreek McGee end up Dutch league for me. Dutch, listen, Netherlands and Belgium is very intertwined as a country. Is me as two countries. You see, Belgium, the people of Belgium speak. So some people speak Dutch, I think. You see me, and the link is there. So I wouldn't want him in Netherlands. For me, I would say French. I would say French league. His game fits the Spanish game as well, but I don't know why he would have never been to a Spanish club before. Spaniards always like using their own midfielders. They really believe in their own midfielders. They really do believe in their own midfielders. The Spaniards, they rarely take in midfielders. So we wish Tyreek McGee all the best. Hope he can get to really just pull it off and get some results and get his career moving. Wouldn't want to see him back in the USL though. Wouldn't want to see Tyreek McGee back in the USL. No way. Wouldn't want to see that. Let's jump off with Mason Greenwood. Basically, we just want to see what he's up to now as a player. Haven't got anything popping off where he's like, we see nothing on the social media because they hack them. The social media hack them. They on the page, man. Now asking them, man. The social media hack them find anything Mason Greenwood them drop. fresh drop. So we haven't saw anything brewing these days. Bundesliga is good for young talents. He would fit there. Yeah, man, a German, him can see Tarek Magui flourishing right now. I see him flourishing in Germany. Straight up. I see him flourishing in Germany. No doubt. Substance is very important to drive progress, collectivity. Let us create high frequency for the betterment of the team. Winston Williams. Yeah, that was a magnificent statement. Um, Dixon would be good for there too. Yeah, I think Dixon game fits the German league a little bit more as well. You know, those kind of players would be very good running into space. Very good running into space. I think Kyan Dixon can go and play in Austria as well because I've watched some top games in Austria. I think that's a league because if you shoot up Austrian league, it's straight Bundesliga. If you shoot up the Austrian league, it's straight Bundesliga, bro. Got Austria and the Austria and Germany is like same culture, And if you know history, we don't even have to go over that because the field is big. Yeah. So hopefully he can pull it off. Mason Greenwood. The last time we heard about his mom not signing. Listen, Mason Greenwood has still like summer till where I'm not talking about Mason Greenwood no more. If there's no progress being made as a big man, Mason Greenwood supposed to can say with his mom, "Mom, I've gone over it. I've got, you know what I mean. I've gone over this in my head a bunch of times. I've spoken to my wife or my girl or whatever, and we thought that this is the best decision. I'm gonna play for Jamaica, and I need you to sign this. And if she really loves her son, she's gonna sign it. So if Macy Greenwood wants that thing signed, if it doesn't happen, by where it's just a wait thing, bro, we just keep kicking on. That's what Jamaicans do, dog. We're fighting people. We say if a couple of we alone will go up there, we son go up the dog. I just so we stay as Jamaican people. We might wish for the best, but if it don't happen, we still are gonna live life. We still are gonna live life, party. If Mason Green would not come, we still all of the bus broke down and we have to push it. We have a cycle, bro. That's the spirit of Jamaicans. So I'm with that. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes I'm so quick to say if a player don't want to come, bro, because I know as a Jamaican, it's like we say we are go a ball field look more. And we link I say, yo, Marcus Garvey now roll some later in the evening and I say, yo, now ever pick up your phone. We gone left your dog. Like we now go yo, dog, Marcus Garvey now playing on ball today, no dog. Better we nobody go play. No, bro. We don't plan out the thing. Jamaica for the World Cup, it's bigger than any one player. Players would be additions to the team. Players would make Jamaica much better. Yes. But at the end of the day, we are Jamaicans, dog. We don't care who out there. We are going to go out there still. No, Coach McLaren has to get things right coming in. He has a lot of time to settle your brain. There's certain trigger words that I'm not looking to hear in press conference. Like, I don't know the players. I just want players who can handle the ball, but we have players and they're not play. We don't, and then the team is filled up of defenders. No, we want to see a Steve McLaren shows up with the vigor and the belief to know that he can take Jamaica to the next World Cup. That's what we need to see from Steve McLaren on this time around. Last time it was Steve, seal it up. You see me I say Steve, we I say seal it up. Then me I say right, nobody seal it up. Seal that. You see me I say seal it up. And me I say, we not seal that. When me look on me see envelope open, brother. Somebody go in there. See envelope open. I don't know how to tear it. See envelope open, dog. Somebody go in there. And so I say, seal up, brag. Seal up. It don't seal up. And me I take time and me I look over the teams and scenarios of how things can play out with Jamaica in the qualifiers. And I'm like, Still, I'm starting to look around. I'm like, who's gonna score the goals? Make we see. What go score for Jamaica right now? Wanna tell me? Come in and see somebody I know. Tell me who go score. Run it. More know who go score. That's why I must say, the show, when we segue after this to run out the Cephas, Mason Greenwood, he's going to have to just make his decision whenever he comes. As me say, but at Jamaica, we are go ball field anywhere. Blade go roll anywhere. We not care who a come. We would love if them come. And we want Mason Greenwood to come and play for Jamaica. But if he don't play for Jamaica, dog, we 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 we're gonna keep moving, brother. We're gonna keep moving, cause that's the spirit, that's the fight, dog. That's the fight. That's the motivation. That's the drive. World Cup. Some man out there, one man out there right now, when as good as Mason Greenwood, he's thinking like, I get my chance. I'm going out there to play well. Yeah, there are players that we probably count out right now who is still chopping away, thinking that they really can pull it off. You see what I say? Wish them all the best. Hope they can pull it off and be good in time. Don't think Ronaldo Cephas. That's why I said Ronaldo Cephas to me is the biggest X factor player that Jamaica has. Until Mason Greenwood arrives to the field, he's to play for Jamaica. Ronaldo Cephas is the biggest X factor. Bro, I've taken time, and I'm talking about a player that is one of the most unfinished product on the market. Straight out of Colombia. Step one, bro. Unfinished product. It no step one, brother. Ronaldo Cephas. But the thing, there's some quality there. See the metaphor a while ago? Straight out of Colombia. It no step one. Any coach will see that. But and that's the big question mark that's always gonna be over Ronaldo Cephas' head. Can he get good enough in time? That's it, That's what Ronaldo Cephas is gonna come up against. Can he get good enough with time? And you know what that time is? Age. Age is that battle that you're competing. You're competing with another person when you play sports, and it named age. You see what I say? Because your growth trajectory is connected to certain threshold. If you're 25 and you're in the JPL in Jamaica, might end up somewhere down in Siberia when them place your name or Serbia. Yeah, on first division down there. So yeah, get a chance and see. Can me call down this, when I look at the journey of certain players coming from the JPL, and that's why I also have a lot of respect for the players out of Jamaica who made it, because they gone through the gauntlet, like they've gone around, gone to some place on Siberia, Moldova, gone play in some league and happen to stand out to the point now where they emerge from the underground. Like in a Spartacus and then movie there, like you have to go fight under the underground before you can go back to the arena. When you're in the arena, you arrive. That's Rome. You see me I say? That's what football is. So some man have to go through the underground and fight some other footballer. Some man will come from Africa with their dream in one bag, all of them shot. And a man they come from Africa and say, I'm have to make it. And you have to go down to Vietnam, go play against him and stand out. Then you probably get traded to one club. Shamar Nicholson has gone through the gauntlet. Might not be as treacherous as I just explained. However, Kyle Dixon had a smoother transition. So there shows that there were some kind of progress made in Jamaican football through Craig Butler and through just schoolboy football raw talent coming through. He provided those Dujon Whispers and those players. Kaheem Dixon came through. It's been a while since players from Jamaica are leaving straight to a Charlton Athletic, not a club obviously they're not in the championship, but it's still challenging for Jamaican players to transition to England. So it's been very good opportunity for a Kaim Dixon to get there. It has been a smoother path when we talk about a Shamar Nichols. But Shamar Nichols is at a bigger club at Sparta. The thing is, when you're at those bigger clubs, the demand for a high level performance is very high. The demand is huge. When you're at a Spartak, they're paying you millions. The Russian economy, like everybody know, what's going with the Russian economy right now? The rubles, it's been tanking. I don't even know how that affects salaries. I know that it has been talks about pensioners. I don't know how it affects salaries, the sanctions. So Shamar Nichols, his path has always been quite treacherous, and that's what makes him both a gritty player. He just lacks consistency. Everybody knows that. Shamar Nichols, there's a good player there, just lacks consistency. And again, it's age. That's what he's gonna be battling with. You know what I mean? That's what in football, why they try to catch you early in football. Because if they can get your talent to surpass your age, then you have value. Dexter Lambekiza, if he was still at Wolves, he would have a lot of value. Still young at 21, coming through. Value drop. No, he's on loan at lower clubs. You know what I mean? So that's how the pathways work. And that's why I said Ronaldo Cephas is the only X Factor player I see right now that Jamaica really has. Let's talk a little bit. Yes, Leon Bailey as well. Leon Bailey has finally made a return to the English Premier League. Looking, I'm glad Emery left Leon Bailey. I haven't watched maybe if they played a game this week. I haven't seen it. But the last game that Leon Bailey played the entire game and scored, I'm glad the coach kept him on. He needed a 90 minutes. Leon Bailey needed 90 minutes of football. It always has been that injured, come off, don't know. The coach had to really stretch the player to see. And Leon Bailey is still not as sharp as he was last season. And I know that's where he's probably trying to get. Last season, Leon Bailey, there was one point in the season where I think he was in probably the best shape of his life as a football player. I saw there's points where he was running at people in games at intensity level that is just high level. Maybe some people are just watching the game. I've seen him run last season at really high level, and that's where he wants to probably get back to this season. Boys are still on holiday. JT King is a CB. Dexter is back at Wolves. His loan was cancelled. Oh, they canceled his loan. Okay, but hopefully he's probably training with some lower kids. Either way, Dexter. That's why Dexter has the advantage of starting young. Kara Anderson has the advantage of starting young. When you start young, you have age on your hands. Because I say, people, remember to hit the like button, Don't worry yourself, we only have a little bit over 100 people watching. It's not a lot. It's because it's the first stream that I'm doing for since like November or something. So your channel goes down in the algorithm. You know what I mean? So that's why the channel we're just getting back. No. See, we put some effort into creating some better graphics for you guys again. Try to upgrade it a little bit again and try to, vibe it. So this year we're coming back with a new swag again. So tonight was just a bit like, testing the waters again. But I do want to keep it more positive for me this year. I just don't think football has to get that. I think we also have gotten very close with the JFF where people think that we can actually just get rid of all of them. We cannot. You see me? So for me, I try to focus on the football, the euphoria around the football, the team in the stadium, seeing my favorite players playing, Jamaica flags waving, Jamaica scoring goals. We're in games, the sweat is on, it's 0-0. Jamaica need 2 goals to qualify. That's what I'm into, bro. I'm really not into a lot of the JFF administrative stuff. I just feel like it's a headache. You know what I mean? It's like me coming to your house, just want to know what's in your bank. I don't, you know what I mean? So for me, once they do the job, If something is very obvious that they're not doing correctly, we're gonna talk about it. But once they're doing the job, bro, it's like I believe that the football is just more fun. Like as a football player, like when we watch Jamaica, bro, like when in Jamaica go play, like my whole day plan out already. Like work easy, no matter how hard the work. Be me I say Jamaica will play like more the day done already. So done. Just already if we go watch a match, you just feel I don't know how some people feel when they watch it. You know what I mean? So I'm more into that part of the football. The whole heap of get out rickets them. I mean, and I did that one point. At one point, I was very involved in talking about that. And I said when I started my channel, I always wanted my channel to be about football and fun and you see me? And then it got a bit deep to more where, so I'm not gonna, this year is a different approach. It's a more cognac approach, a little more blasé, a little more football, just a little more vibe, bro. Uh, you know, don't wanna don't want to be too stressful this year, on the YouTube. I think we learned the YouTube now to a point where we don't have to get super, you know what I mean? We feel like we can handle it. We just vibe. We come out here and we do it. And you're gonna see the channel start going back up again. You know what I mean? A lot of times we slow down because we balance life. The community is here. You guys are always talking football. Me and people in these comment sections, we have bonds just talking about football and we don't even know each other. It's just football is like a community. It's like, remember, most of the people in my comment section, we don't know each other, but sometimes we feel like we know each other through words of somebody just typing something on YouTube and just being familiar with it happening over and over. You feel like you know the persona of that person. So YouTube, we're never running it down. It's always here. And we're just always know that football. Look how much things we can talk about today. I did 2 hours. So I said today I'm doing a long stream. Just do it till I get tired. Just warm up at the engine. Like you have one car we park up, and you just go in the garage, you park it Benz, just turn it on and just make it run for about 3 hours. Just make it run. Make everything start heat up back. Everything start heat up back in Formula One. Ready. So that's it. So there's gonna be a lot of football. The U17. There's something that I really question about. Why do they have these? I don't know if the official qualifying tournament is gonna be in Mexico, but why do they always have the tournaments in Mexico if altitude is an issue for players? Are they testing players at a certain altitude? Is this what it is? Because if people are always saying that the altitude in Mexico is very harsh on players, why are then these competitions still being held in Mexico? Yeah, that's something that I don't understand. Why are these competitions still being held in Mexico? Why don't they just call it a day? Have the tournament somewhere else so we can see the boys at their best. Because how many games you're gonna play your whole life at altitude, like in Mexico, unless you end up playing for Jamaica, right? So how many games you're gonna play? We need a club similar to PSG to scout no talent in Jamaica Cavaliers. Yo, me see one wicked video the other day upon Instagram that I wish me could have show it. I don't need to start finding that. With a scout in Africa, and them they scout some youth are Ghana for Ajax, and this brother just a pick player. It was intense, bro. You can just see intense. Imagine you stand up and some man come from Ajax in that, and them line up some youth are Ghana in one stadium, and the man just a pick some of them from body type to go play. The man just walk around them and I go so, all right, you go, and the brother from Ajax them just a write down. Them just a write down. That's how them man they go Africa go pick up. Africa come like you go downtown in that. Africa come like you go downtown go but just go pick up close a bulk. a, a bulk them side there. Go down on them place they go pick up in a bro. You see me? Bulk players. You go bro. No matter the country you go in Europe, and if the country is not even that popular, you're going to find an African in the league. I swear to you, I've been to a lot of countries. I go to Greece, Italy, Spain, Croatia, Czech Republic. I'm go to football games at them places. I'm always see Africans in a them league there. And when you see them a play, I say, blood play, dog, I must play for in country. Cause the dog, you see why them buy him there? Because for them buy a black player there, bro, he has to be better than a lot of the white players, right? That's why them buy players like Norman Campbell them. Speed. Remember, now put these people in a stadium, as me say, it's the mob, Football is the mob, the crowd is the mob, they want blood. It's similar to that whole concept, brother, that whole gladiator concept and the whole Rome. Football is played in the arena. So you get your best gladiators and you put them out there. If you get the result, the strategic way, if you beat the next team to a game of football. That's what football is. So that's why even that guy was looking at players' body type and going like, all right, you. And the Ajax bridging, I trust the Ajax coach scout them, I trust his observation or analysis of the players of just a visual concept and a body structure type that he's requiring for to make that decision. And they give him that authority. So it has to do with certain things that this guy too, but that can be tricky as well, because you can miss players of certain body type who could have been a good footballer, who could have got the opportunity as well. So you're gonna miss people that way if you go strictly off that. Maybe you want to do that and put all those guys on the other team, on one team, a specific team, and have them play in front of the coaches and have all the other guys play on the other team. Because if you have other loose players on the other team that have other talents, they might stand out, and you then have to second guess yourself on that. They trust his judgment. They really do. They really trust his judgment. They really trust his judgment. So, and we talk about that. The JPL also wanted to touch on Veer United and the JPL. What's happening there? Had high expectations, but also tamed expectation with Veer United this season. But it's I don't know. Nothing really happened. It's he went off the rail. I think Lenny Hyde is the coach. Him and Craig Butler. They have been losing big games. So I don't know. They've been losing a lot of big games. Craig Butler said his player is supposed to be back. No, I'm waiting for it to pop off. Don't seem like it's gonna pop off this season. Hope they just stay up. And some of those boys, if they don't go overseas, they get the experience as well. Because I know Butler, I think he's gonna give the Premier League, if they stay up, one more shot again, because he might smell blood and think he can create a good enough team to challenge for the Premier League in Jamaica. Because he did say it was like a 3-year project. Then he win 2 games or so, and him say, "Oh, we are winning this year." But let's say, "Oh, we are winning this year," and do we them not come yet? yeah. But the switch and say, but I think Butler is realistic. He knows next year he can win it. I believe that if he used the data that he picks up this year, he can win it next year, and he makes some adjustments there. Because whoever it is, like, if it's Veer, if it's Cavaliers, if it's Arnett, whoever provides the players, bro, that's also what I'm with. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not with any club in Jamaica. I love to see how Arnett plays sometimes. Remember when Kaim Dixie them there? They love to see how Arnett play. One Waterhouse team with it playing a Caribbean Cup championship thing. I think a Fuzzy did a coach a Waterhouse team that they did play very well. They played with Bembo and them youth. They played a real attacking style of football, very intense. It reminded me a lot of that old school type of football that Jamaica played. So at that point, I liked looking at Waterhouse. There was a point where Jermaine Hugh, I was watching a Harbor View. I like how Jermaine Hugh played. This is me I say Walter Boy, may I watch Arnett Gardens. So and then now me watch Cavaliers now and me watch Veer now too as well because I'm hoping that Butler them get it right and his boys at least they learn some things more than some of the other boys who hasn't really got drilled like they do. You think Vera make top six? I don't know where they are in the league in a critical. Um, I don't know where them they in a league, brother. I don't know. Brian, them I have to tell you that bomb sport. Um, I don't really keep up with the JPL. Think about it. Yeah, it's not much to keep up with. Jerome Wade come out and said there's no need to get excited for the transfer window because it's like you just a switch around the same player them. It's like I'm on just say yo, calling Adrian Reid for Calvin Harris and take over. And it's like, bro, it's a like no X factor, nothing, nobody's popping off, bro. Players need to raise their game, dog. Somebody need to raise their game. Somebody need to own it. Somebody need to take the JPL by the palm, bro. Be the Cristiano Ronaldo, dog. Beat your chest, dog. Leather. Score every time. Just take an off season and work on it. Just work on it and say if you're a goal scorer, me run them, I got different. Yeah, work on it. Watch some YouTube drills with some top clubs or some top coaches, how they approach certain things. Apply that to your game and you're going a preseason. And make up your mind. It can happen, dog. That's what you need to do. That's the work ethic you have to put in. I feel like a lot of those players look like they don't do that off-season work to give them that little bit of extra edge to be special. I think that's what's missing. They don't put in that extra little work to make it special. So they all just plateau or basically just balance out. Just like a nice little line on the graph, just valley, just going on in the same direction. You see me? It's so you need, but we also have to be realistic that listen, football take a while for bust. You see me? And everybody bust neither in a football. People might misunderstand that. A lot of players, brother, everybody playing football nowadays, everybody is trying to hit the jackpot with their kids or their talent. Just hit the jackpot, bro. Football is that jackpot sport. That a lot of people is trying. So there's a lot of competition out there. But hopefully, I think the Manning Cup and the DeCosta Cup really took a hit this year. And you know what? And I'm gonna say this, clip this, send this viral, make this my first viral of the year. I think the Sports Max deal with schoolboy football with Issa. I want you guys to clip this. Somebody clip this. That Sports Max deal, whatever that deal is, it is hindering more visibility and accessibility to the schoolboy football game because they have the rights for all the games. Hence, all the other games are not available. Bro, Jamaica schoolboy football can get so much more bigger if almost every game could have been streamed. Let's say there's 10 military Guna company or 10 MG company. I do 5 games for whatever that is. Maybe the revenue is not going to be as big. And then Sportsmax control all the revenue. Those YouTubers have to, all that revenue linked to that video is then, go to Sportsmax. But let the visibility of the game continues. Why if from a player one next club, if from playing a next team in school school and it's not the prime time game, it can't show. Nobody can watch it because no cameraman not allowed to go there. Like, just think about how backwards that is and hindering visibility and growth. You see me I say? And Sportsmax has to really think about that. When I hear they have to think about, does this even sports, because Sportsmax can own the rights for anybody who published the video but of the game, but make the games be able to be available. Sometimes people will watch a freaking game on a phone. If you can't get a Monroe Carnan College game, probably I'll go show. Let's say a Monroe one next school. Might not be a prime time game, but a lot of people that want to watch it. You see me I say? Every single game should be available, bro. That's how I see they do it in Europe and blow everything up. Every game should be available. Give the contracts to small contract YouTubers who can stream the game at a quality. And you're going to see the YouTubers them raise them levels too. While you're going to have more people like CC, them want to become commentator. You're going to start like that brother, they him have a different vibe with Oimata, the football. You get me and say? It's gonna be so it would build up a whole nother industry. So I think financially, and even ISA then can get the revenue from all those streams. Just as long I don't think YouTubers would necessarily care much about the money for that video, because you know what? They will be getting a lot of subscribers. Their channels is gonna bring in a lot, and they're gonna reuse those subscribers down the line. So YouTubers know the win in it. YouTubers is not trying to stream the game for really money. It's accessibility and getting people to their channel, and that then helps the growth. You see what I'm saying? So it's that's where they have to are even, and then YouTube, the person who videos it then gets some percentage for their effort. That has to happen. YouTubers cannot do that for free. So they get some percentage from Sportsmax then. Yeah, they just split it. And because you're not showing the games. What so it's like, okay, I'm not showing it, so I don't want anybody else to see it. You know what I mean? He's like, how dare you try to watch a game that's not recorded by us? So the man them a deal with the thing, man. Say, come on, Sportsmax. JPL boring JT. They need better pitch. Yeah, bro, you hear me talk about that thing that God bless. Yeah, bro, they need it, bro. They need better pitches, and especially the pitch. The pitch doesn't just play into the play on the field and how, I would say, consistent the surface is. The pitch also plays a huge role when it comes on to aesthetic, when it comes on to how players look on a field, on a football field, in a mini stadium. The field looks really good. The camera angles are on. You're selling a product as well. And you're giving players a good surface to play on. Yeah, you give players a really good surface to play on. So the pitch is not being implemented. And I don't know. I just think, bro, for me personally, I think the Jamaican government has to play more into getting brand new stadiums, state of the art stadiums, bro. I don't care what people want to say. Jamaica can't have too much stadiums. Every parish should have a stadium, dog. Every parish in a them country have a stadium, dog. Every parish of Jamaica have a stadium, a good stadium. Even if that goes into the yearly budget by the government, sports through development, sports as an asset. And Jamaica invests in 14 stadiums. Yeah, man. Drop one in every parish, man. Bless of yourself, States boss. That I just open things up, brother, and we turn up the quality. Here, that's why you have the media companies, sponsors. You see me? And then you have a company who operates these facilities. You know what I mean? You have a company who operates the facility by taking care of the maintenance, games, booking tickets, events. It's like it's all logistics that, but they don't know that it can build up a whole new industry in Jamaica when it comes on to sports and how sports is streamed in Jamaica. It's a huge industry, bro. If they're able to get the level, if they're able to get the quality up, let's say, like, you see all that little mini stadium that stay behind me in the background. Let's say something like that at Jamaica, dog. I saw your sponsors them fill up on your stadium, brother. So they see them fill up, dog. Flat down to the ground, right at the pitch. I saw your football pitch them need fill up, bro. So the camera angle them I got shot. I saw the football I got start look up. You just have some people are shine on something from yeah, we're gonna get it like that. But Jamaica need to step it up, bro. The media side, bro. Anybody, the government just need me. I think media and sports, bro. There's so much opportunities there when it comes on to media and sports. To just take it out. It's just like you're wondering if it's red tape, why they can't get things done, or it's just the mindset is not there and just people are thinking we're thinking differently. Because there's so many ideas there when it comes on to that. But I think Sports Max just hanging on to the rights to schoolboy football. They need to look into that. They need to look into that, bro. That's backward. That's actually holding back a lot of youths. What the hell? You see me? I said, just think about that, dog. That's like that not sound good at all. No, sir. That sound good, bro. That sound good. That don't sound good, none at all. People, remember to hit the like button on the video. Big up yourselves, Test Bot, Travis Spencer, Marcus Garvey, JPL, Boring JT. Them need pitch. Too much booming ball, led too much touches and slow ball game. Bro, come like me, I watch the same thing, brother. Me see military, I'll show the youth them in some scout game, and me I said, John, the man them just give it the ball, like them just have it on gateway. And I say, blood lead, like, yeah, I say, come like something non-function in them brain, dog. Them just take the ball and gateway. Like, and the youth them have all the attributes, them big, them strong, some of them look fast, so many different, the youth them have but them just, bro, them just missing something, dog. Them just, they missing the fundamentals, and a lot of it has to do with the surface as well, too, bro. The surface is yeah, me and all them say are leeching on them and they have some money and anything that and they man they could have even build a stadium for Jamaica, bro. Me don't know that. If me did have so much money like leeching them, it'd be a state of the art stadium where top races can even run there, or top, you know what I mean? Like something with just out of a dome like shape design by some company. You see me? I say something will represent Jamaica. Just like we have all Australia and them place there. You have the museum there. Yeah, but there's something, bro. Like we're trying to representing Jamaica and football. Like we need that, bro. We need a massive investment from somebody if we really get Jamaica if we just have something really. Caris, big up yourself, my boss. Just a touch in what. See it? People like Caris, them just all to find back the channel. You know? Cause you know, say a long time we're never on. So you just finding it back and thing, you know. So yeah, man. After our next like 2 shows or so, then people will start log in again. JT, in my opinion, Russell no good at all. When him a player good for his club, me not rate him. John Travis, not rate Jonathan Russell. Yeah, Travis, we're gonna dive more into that EPL tomorrow. Do I do a stream tomorrow? Um, I never know. Maybe we do a watch along for a game tomorrow because I'm off work tomorrow. It might be just mix it up, do a watch along. Let me get some different buzz. EPL tomorrow. Yeah, that's good. And then we touch the road in the evening. We go already. Finally get a free day. So, go FA Cup I play tomorrow. No EPL. Okay. It's FA Cup weekend. What's the biggest FA Cup game tomorrow? What's the biggest FA Cup game? Manu versus Gunners. All right. But that will clog up. Oh, that's like a good game for actually streaming at that game on. We're gonna do what time the game they play Dr. Dan? It's a good game for stream tomorrow. Let's do that for fun. Why not? Yeah, we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do that one, people. We're gonna do that one. I don't know the time, but we're gonna probably do that one. But whatever, even if we're gonna do that one, we're gonna be back now. We're back now with regular content. You're gonna see me out here. It's Sunday. Oh, it's Sunday. So no game now play tomorrow. Saturday. If I keep up. No, I never keep up, so that game then. But me probably me just wait till I still might do a stream tomorrow and then me just narrow it down. You see how I had a lot of topics up here. That's why the show is like long. This was just to come back and warm up the engine, and just come back and raise with the people them and just I couldn't know so we touching again and up and running this. Chelsea play tomorrow. Okay, we might do Chelsea or something. Something can go on either way. All right. So big up on yourself, people. Big up on yourself for passing through. We do almost 3 hours. It's a good vibe. Warm up your channel. We just had a little bit over 100 people. So this channel, more get this channel up to now this year. We feel do like 500 people on both channels every time we do a show. You see me last season? I got very close to that. Last season it was like 400 between two channels are 380. So, but that kind of dropped off that momentum. So this year the goal is to get it up to at least 500 people watching every time yeah man, see it's okay man. I first show you see it, you just find me back in the algorithm, man. You see me? You just find me back. So all the people who are just watching this now, you're just finding I'm gonna be back on regular scheduling. You're gonna see more shows now. It's gonna be precise now. We're gonna be locked in, more intentional. When I bring you something, say the engine rev up. You see me? So yeah. So bless up yourselves. Z. Happy New Year's, man. Hope you guys had an amazing time with the family and everybody. Yeah, man. Anybody get to go back to Jamaica? Anybody here go back to Jamaica for New Year's or Christmas? Come in and talk to anybody in here for Christmas. I don't know. Only go to Jamaica. Anybody in here go back to Jamaica? For the holidays. If you did, hope you had an amazing time. If you did, really hope you have more life than wealth. And wealth. Yep. No, nobody no go. People are hustling right now. You see Cartel show? Yeah, I saw Cartel was out there yelling. Cartel just basically was like the host. He was a host. He hosted a show, and then he, DJ 2 song when him ready, but he was a host. It wasn't a typical like, yo, Cartel is gonna be at Summer Jam in Germany. This is gonna be the real test for Cartel, because that's not where you go and say dash. You see Summer Jam, a busy them come take Summer Jam more time. Anthony Reid them, Buju Banton them. Some artists we can perform through the mic very good. Live band is live band. Mr. Popcorn pan a live band couple time and him deliver. Him perform, him song them and the band them a play a thing right and they back up them Locking and Popcorn. You see me? I'm wondering if because Cartel songs, a lot of Vibes Cartel songs as well are built in a way where the lyrics, them, the melody, them shift up a lot. He need to take his health seriously. Yeah, it was for Christmas as usual, expensive. Yeah, I hope he take Vibes Cartel at the world boss when it comes on to that. Hope he takes it seriously. Yeah, it's a hell of a situation. That's why we have to just give thanks to every day and go and live. You see me? It's just like life out here, brother. You have to know your daily music, they develop loader. It's life out here. It happens to all of us. Bro. It happens to all of us, man. And most time it's all about football, yes. But naturally, I'm a person where I know that I'm very mindful of others and their situations. Because people out there probably going through it. You know what I mean? People out there going through it health wise. And even if you don't have money, bro, and you have health, things can go on, bro. Even if you don't have money and you have health, things can go on, brother. You have to just go on patient. You have to show a lot of patience. You know what I mean? Once you're being patient, you're gonna see incremental results. Sometimes frustration I go kick in though because we are say, Jano, me can't get it yet, man. Oh, it not, man. Oh, it not. I mean, I work hard. What else me fi do? Bro, for me, God always come through. But for some people, life, they just say life happens. For me, the most I just deliver again. I just saw me see it. I said, most I pull up with a Rari, drop off a package. I just saw me see it. Like the most I bless we up more times on gratitude and opportunities and different forms of interaction. So that's how I see that. There. So I have to give thanks on a daily. That's why I said this year I can't spend the year on just a negative vibe. No negative vibration. Big up yourself, Sherman Scott. Just a find the channel. I don't want to be on the too negative thing this year. You see me? I just want to enjoy the rest of the football. I'm gonna go through the emotional roller coasters when Jamaica start play. That's natural. Me make people know that. When Jamaica start play, if we say, yo, McLaren or the player them now play, when Jamaica start play, the thing will get active again. We're gonna be active for the local team that's gonna be picked in February. We need to hear what go on this, all right? Yeah. Yeah, so a local team is gonna get picked. So me just hang out a little bit more as well and round it off to the 3 hours. Maybe a couple more people find the channel because it's just a warm back machine. You see me? So Dan them just a forward there. So when we have show Dan them no say show them out already. So if Dan just a find out so me live right now 3 hours later, I tell you a lot of people out of the algorithm. It's gonna happen. Though think people understand the importance of health. Yeah, man. So we wish Cartel them all the best and keep going. This is another Jamaican who is destined to be great. A man is destined to be great, dog. You know what I mean? Destined to be great. So we just embrace it. Look like CC round up the radio. They finish round up on the radio?
Yes, JT,
Yeah.
back again,
Yeah, what's the update on your radio pursue?
Oh, No, man, we were just discussing, the JPL and Harbourview in problems and Arsenal, if they can come back against Newcastle at St James's Park along with Liverpool and Tottenham. I think Liverpool should overcome Tottenham, but I think Arsenal should just give up on the EFL Cup and focus on the other larger cups like the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the Premier League, and just let that one slide. Like run out some of their younger players to let them go and play that EFL Cup semi-final and focus on the other competition.
Hey, JT,
Yeah, man. Jeremy Lee. Yeah,
am I
where?
live on the show?
Yeah, man. We live, man.
Yeah, big up yourself. You called me
Big.
earlier, but I actually missed it.
Yeah. Where
Yeah,
did I
what's
say,
going on?
Mr. Speed? Say, I know.
Okay, do you remember JT? I can't believe that. You actually forgot this.
Mm.
You have all of us, and you have a big show, and you was talking about a lady that was not putting on certain players from overseas. She was denying something that, you know what I mean, was
Karen,
going on.
and
And we have a
they said
big.
Karen when she forgot.
I'm not calling it. I don't know the
I
lady's
think
name. I'm
them
not
said
calling
them
it.
she did forget to put the
But
name
it was
them on the
and then he came on. He came on the show because he heard that he came on. We didn't invite him on. He came on. And you asked him about it, and he said, I don't know, I can't accuse somebody. I have to go look into it. I don't know. And you were beating him on it, and he said he didn't know. But this week he came out and blamed a lady for the exact same thing.
He blamed her.
Did you, my God, man? Go back and watch the Cranky Show. When they asked him
Yeah,
about the
whatever
team
this
that
shit,
Jerome will bring, he said, "Oh, it's the lady that messed up names and stuff like that." And that's the same thing you were talking to him about. Go back and find that show, JT.
Oh
It's
yeah, man. Me
labeled.
remember when me talked to Mr. Speed about that. Same say
And
it
the
was the
show is
lady.
labeled that the show is labeled with the lady too. I think you even put the lady name
Yeah,
on it. That's
Karen.
why I'm coming.
Yeah. So Mr.
So
Speed
that's when I was
agreed to
saying
it. No?
JT look like he compromised, because you still want to talk about it.
Yeah, but me just I
And
said when me talk about it them time there, me not follow up on it, so me not really remember. Like you see me as a person, like
yeah,
me just tell you how me feel, I me not really carry things after that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
But I'm not accusing. I'm not accusing him of anything, though. You understand what I'm saying? Or anybody of anything. But I was saying that we had a topic about that, and he came on and he denied. He said he didn't know what was going on. He's gonna look into it and get back to us. I didn't think he did, but it was surprising to hear he was saying it was the lady's fault. The
It's
lady
her
messed up.
fault.
I was like, yeah, and I was like, we did talk to him about that. A big show about it.
Yeah, man. So where are you now with Mr. Speed? Are you on the?
No, I'm listening about. I'm neutral, and I just want to good for the football. I don't have a foot or hand in nothing. You understand? I just want to good for the football.
Okay, come in.
But
If you
I
know
was
which
just
side,
I was just
how
pointing out
you
some
looking?
inconsistencies.
Listen, but Jeremy, when people get surprised that you hear inconsistency in Mr. Speed speeches, I'm wondering what are the expectations?
Boy, brother, me tell me as a teacher, listen to me. I'm just neutral. We just want the football to go good. But listen, where there's smoke, there's fire. What goes up must come down. I am not gonna sit here because I don't know all the facts. But I see something the other night where I shake my head and I said something is not right, but me still not gonna stand there and accuse anybody of anything. Okay?
Yeah.
Um, I am not gonna go there, but I am not and Cranky was doing some good, some good journalistic work. He does his work before he come on, and he have some form of evidence because he's to it and sue me. I don't think he's that stupid to come on and answer stuff without having the evidence, right? But at the same time, though, I just want good for the football. I'm not blame A, B, or C. I just want good for the football.
Same,
You know?
same.
And that's where I'm at. So I wish everybody the best. I wish Mr. Speed the best. I wish Cranky, the JFF, everybody. I just want to say the football progress, but there is inconsistency, and you see it, and you have to call it out.
Yeah. Yeah, and there you have it, people. Jeremy Lee came on and gave the energy that this is how we're gonna move forward to again, people. I will hope this year we get back to being fans this year. We get back to being fans as well and not be too caught up in the administrative side. We are always gonna blaze the fire here, but let's start getting back to the football, what's on the field there, because the JFF and then you have the football on the field and the coach as well. You know what I mean? I love that side because that's where the magic is gonna happen. No matter how good the
Yeah,
JFF is, if those guys don't qualify Jamaica, we're not going anywhere.
yeah, and to be honest, JT, I start, I'm gonna do some traveling this year. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch the team, right? So I'm gonna do some traveling for the World Cup. Now we're talking, I'm talking to my wife about that. I'm gonna travel to Jamaica, go watch some game again, like I used to do back in the early 2000s. So I'm about the football now. You understand? I'm about the football. Support the team the best way I can, right? My organization too is gonna do some good stuff coming this year. You hear about it, right? And so we're about the football. Whoever is in power, we're about the football. That's just
Yeah,
where I'm at.
football. Yeah. All right, all right. Yeah, man. That's
Yeah,
with
man.
them,
So maybe
man.
I work now, man. Not respect for Carl
Yeah,
because
yeah,
but
man.
go
Yeah,
back
man.
and find that show. Go back and look for
Me,
that show, man.
that
All
is a
right.
Jeremy. Me not have time for that right now.
What I'm
Tomorrow.
gonna go look for it. I'm gonna go look for it and find it and send it to you.
Yeah, man. We know them, show them, man. But my message, Jeremy, is it now go change nothing. We move. We want we
I see
uplift. We
what you're saying.
move
I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Me
I
we
see what
lift
you're
up the
saying.
frequency now and go to a next
Yeah.
level. What the next new kickoff in the new era? Remember
Yeah.
quantum
Yeah. I see
compute.
what you're saying.
Google come out with
Yeah.
them quantum chip. You know,
Yeah, man. So you
things.
said just positive energy now.
Yeah, yeah.
Just pure positive
It's
shit.
not gonna be positive every day, but
Yeah.
for the most, let's use every opportunity where we get where there's nothing to go negative. We try to get back to being fans.
I hear you, and that's where my energy lies right now. I don't want no, with nobody, what I mean. I just want to just be positive,
Mhm, mhm.
and support the football. All right, tough respect, my brother.
Yeah,
I'm at
man.
work
All
right now. All
right,
right, take
cool,
care,
man.
boy.
Listen, people, we'll be back again. All right, we'll talk sports prophecy. Remember, you're back here on Sports Blame FSL Soccer, the whole team this year. New dream. All right. So that's how we are roll with it. But we keep the same team. Because these people has been around. Loyalty. These people has been around here. Really, sir. What should I say? What's important? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Really, Shaban. Yeah, so people, it was a warm-up show. When is the local camp being? I think it's gonna be in February. The local camp is gonna be in February, bro. We're gonna see. Maybe that's when we're gonna see if there's any quality left in the JPL at a decent age. Cause I bet players like Brian Brown them and Moby I get called up for that team there. You watch and see. Brian Brown them I get called up for that team there. Richard King them, Ming them. None of them youth there get called up. Probably a couple youth from Waterhouse and on it as well. Reed probably get called up, strike and score a good goal. One of them there. Probably I get called up. Busy Atkinson. Still am I getting called up? Mm. So that's what's gonna happen. And that's why I said to Jeremy Lee them. Let me uplift the thing right now. Bro, I don't want to spend this year fighting. Like, guys, are we really gonna spend this year fighting with Mr. Speed? Bro, like you know what I mean? It's like me, I'm a people like I'm a person like let's say all of us as Jamaican as tribes, and we are one tribe and we there one place in a one strange land. And we did do the same thing every year, but we are trying to find back Jamaica where we come from. May I come there and say, dog, you know what I mean? So we're gonna sit down and so make a map again for the next year. Let's just get stepping, bro. Let's start, let's get stepping. And that's how I see the motive right now. Things are going. But Coach McLaren, I need to check his temperature. We need to check Coach McLaren temperature, Are on fire. Yeah, man. Caris, them I get picked, man. Them two players they get selected. And God made it rate Gardner the Gold Cup. Tapper Whitmore has to rate that guy because that guy was a big part of why Jamaica got so far in that Gold Cup. That you Garden, he just disappeared after. That guy is different, cut different. Young Mike, you know what I mean? Young Mike Tyson. I tell you, So that's what it is, people. We'll be back again, all right? We link up, people. Bless up on yourself, all right? Everybody, bless up on yourself. We'll be back next time.